Greg, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. And we're going to have an exciting show today. No doubt about that. And today is open phones, too. So, open MAGA Mike Friday. Let's see. That's right. Got me. Hey guys. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Yes, today is Open MAGA Mike Friday, open phones. On today's show, of course, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. Hey guys, I'm still setting up. I was running just a little bit behind this morning. So much breaking news. Let's see. Welcome, everyone. Oh yes, we got a lot to cover today. Very exciting. Latitia James indicted, Comey indicted. That's awesome stuff. Does not get better than this. This is exactly what we voted for. Everything that's happening. An exciting show today. Okay, just... All right, let me do a mic check. Test 1 2, test 1 2. So, okay, hold on. Okay, test 1 2. Okay, hold on. Okay, test 1 2. Okay, we're good to go. All right. One last thing. I have to print up some commercial copy I just got from Mike Lindell. Just sent me some new commercial copy for his new special. I'm printing it up. Oh. This is a good one. Let me check on something real quick, and then I'll start the show. Happy Friday, that's right. Okay. So, got my... Okay. We're good to go. All right, now I'm going to start the mainstream now. We're going to get going. If you want to see and hear all the audio and video and everything that I show, you're going to want to go to my main live stream, which is in the description. Here, of course, you'll be able to see and hear me and the callers. But if you want to see and hear the video and audio that I play, you want to go to my mainstream, which is linked in the description of the video. All right? Okay, let's go. Welcome to the program, everyone. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. And everything we voted for when we reelected President Trump to this historic second and non-consecutive term is being fulfilled. He's doing everything we elected him to do and more. He's responsible for world peace. He's ended 8 wars. He's ended every war on the planet except one. And there were 9 when he came into office. Now there's only 1. He ended 8 wars. And then, of course, this week we got Comey had to surrender earlier this week. And then yesterday, Latitia James was indicted. And she is facing hardcore prison time. Now, of course, the media, the left, the Democrats, the never-Trumpers are going to portray this as some kind of revenge tour. Nothing could be further from the truth. So we're going to cover all these things and more. If you'd like to call in, today's a great day to do it because on Fridays, it is Open MAGA Mike Friday. On Friday's show, you can call in about any and everything on your mind. You're not limited to the topics that I bring up. You know, the other days of the week, you have to call in about what I'm talking about or want to talk about. But on Friday's show, the show prep is up to you guys. You can call in on Fridays about any and everything on your mind. The number is pinned in the live chats on the live streams. It's a toll-free call, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. I'm going to get this out of the way, and then we'll get back and talk about Big Tish here. So President Trump did not get the Nobel Prize. Ended 8 wars, right? Didn't get the Nobel Prize. They gave it to this woman, Maria Cornelia Machado. Okay, this is what it says. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize to Maria Corina Machado for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy. Well, I think she's a failure. I'm sure she's a good person, with all those liberal good intentions and all that stuff. But Venezuela is a hellhole run by drug cartels and criminals. So she's a failure. She has a good idea, but she's failed at it. And they gave her the Nobel Peace Prize? Come on. And the chances of Trump getting it were slim to none. And I know a lot of them are saying, well, the Nominations had to be in by January 30th. Really? Then how'd Obama get it when he first got elected for future expectations? Really, I was listening to Fox just a little while ago when I was out getting my coffee at Starbucks, and they had a guy on, and he said, there should be a new award, the Donald J. Trump Peace Award. I agree with that. The Donald J. Trump Peace Prize. The Donald J. Trump World Peace Prize. I think that's a new one. Maybe we should put that together. But really, who cares what the Nobel Committee does? Who cares what the Norwegians think? Who cares what the Europeans think? They gave us 2 world wars, all kinds of troubles. And they give the Nobel Peace Prize not to the man who's ended 8 wars and saved more lives than you could imagine, right? Between the wars he's ended, the lives that would have been lost if he had not shut down the border, both sides of the border, how many lives have been saved because he overturned Roe v. Wade. President Trump has saved more lives than any man who has ever lived. Think about that. He saved more lives than any man who has ever lived. Think about that. Right? And they give the Nobel Peace Prize to someone we never heard of who's failed. Well, they have an idea. They want Venezuela to be a nice place. Okay, so do I. Who cares? Does anyone really care? I mean, it would have been nice, I guess, but who cares about the Nobel Peace Prize? He's got the best prize of all, our support. So getting back to Latitia James, Big Tish, and her indictment, she is a very, very sick and twisted woman, and I would go so far to say is criminally insane. Let me see if I was going to play this later. Let me play a little bit of it now. If you're on hold, hang in there, and if you want to call in, you're welcome to. Latitia James, I know that looks like a mugshot there, but she gave a statement. Now, if you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, if you want to see and hear the audio and video and images I show, you want to go to my main stream on YouTube. My main live stream is linked in the description of the video if you're watching with the green behind me. So Latitia James, she's completely criminally insane. And what I mean by that is she doesn't even consider what she's done to be criminal, right? That's how much of a criminal she is. She doesn't even view it as a crime, but she went and released this statement after her indictment came down. And should she not resign or be forced to resign or be forcibly removed as the top law enforcement officer for the state of New York since she's been indicted on federal charges that could send her to prison for many years? I think so. Look at her. I mean, I think she's crazed. I really do. Oh, yeah. Latitia James knows about the bedrock principles of our... All of a sudden, she has respect for our country. I thought this was a country founded by slave owners. Now, all of a sudden, she loves the country. Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. Even though she was on the campaign trail, vote for me. I'm going to put Trump in jail. Vote for me. I'm going to sue Trump. But she's not into lawfare. Give me a break. Yeah, corrupt judges. Okay, now, let's say that she's right about that, which she's not. But if she were, what does that have to do with her crimes, right? You know, liberals like to use this "you're another" fallacy. Yeah, you got me, but you guys were doing it too. Even if what she was saying was true, it doesn't give her a pass to do crime. Oh. Mm. Oh, great. She's very breathy, isn't she? I'll continue to do my job. You know what she's doing there? She's doing a, okay, all right, I already heard you, Latitia. She's doing a Maya Angelou kind of imitation, and a little bit like that Lady DJ in The Warriors, a little bit of mix of those two, Maya Angelou and that Lady DJ from The Warriors. Remember The Warriors? Great movie. Now, of course, the media are saying, oh, political revenge. No, you know, the thing with Letitia James, her trumped up fake charges against President Trump, she charged him with the very crimes that she's been doing. And more of these mortgage fraud charges are going to come out. This is only charge one. What about those mortgages where she said that her father was her husband, right? And there are multiple false mortgage charges against her, and these are punishable by imprisonment. And, you know, if you go back and you look at Letitia James's history, she does not come from a family of wealth at all, and she's not married. She went to college and has worked for the government her entire life. Her first job was with Legal Aid, but she's worked for the city and state government of New York her entire life. Yet she owns all this real estate in multiple states, and she's worth many millions of dollars. How does someone who's not married and does not come from family wealth, works for the government their entire life, how do they amass millions of dollars in wealth? Well, she's a corrupt public official, and it's been exposed. That's just the reality of it. And you know, she went after President Trump, charging him with the crime she had been committing, and probably still is, right? Some of these mortgages have to still be in place, but that's how she made her money. She is a corrupt public official. There's no way other way to look at it. And you know, as this comes out, there are going to be other indictments. Okay, there are going to be other ones. But the first two that have come down, Comey and now her, I was talking about this on my podcast yesterday afternoon, that of all of the lawfare people, if I were making a list of the indictments in the order in which I would like to make them, so far they got number one is Comey. Comey is the ringleader of everything that Trump's been going up against. And then her, for what she did, running on a campaign promise to go after Trump in the court. And the way she sat in that courtroom and silently judged him on those phony charges, she is a sick, twisted woman. But I don't care how criminally insane she is. She's going to go to prison. And a lot of people are saying all these, the charges won't stick. The charges won't stick. Okay, convince yourself of that. They're doing all this wishful thinking. Remember The Secret years ago? Just wish for it. It'll come. The charges won't stick. The charges won't stick. The charges won't stick. The charges have stuck. She's been indicted. And it's not political revenge. It is justice. And it's about time. So I'm very excited about this. I hope this time we get the perp walk. I'm sorry we didn't get the perp walk with Comey. I would have liked to have gotten that. Now, if you'd like to call in, please do. The number's toll free. No matter where you're tuned in, if you're on hold, hang in there. The toll-free number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. How's it political revenge when she's out there committing all this mortgage fraud? Can you guys explain that to me? 888-465-2631. And, of course, it's Friday, which means it's open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday. You can call in about any and everything on your mind on Friday's show. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Doc from Texas.
Hey, Texas.
Hey, man. Good morning. How are you?
Doing all right.
All right. Hey, look, I want to say this. The thing that's going on with Latitia James and James Comey, Trump is the most pettiest person I've ever seen in my life.
The most what person?
Pettiest.
Petty. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because he's going, like, okay, it's the thing, okay, he just going after them because he's pissed because Latitia James took him to court. They took him to court.
No, hold on for a second.
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Let me answer these phones that are coming in. The people that are being indicted were trying to put him in prison on fake charges, and they even shot him. So I don't know why you would call that petty. If people were trying to put you in prison for crimes you didn't commit and shot you, would it be petty if you wanted them brought to justice for their crimes? I'm confused.
You know what, Ryan? To be honest with you,
wait a minute. Be honest with me. Weren't you honest before? Were you lying to me before, and now you're going to be honest? Which is it? I'm always honest.
I'm honest with you. I'm honest.
Then why did you say to be honest with you? I just assumed you were always honest.
You playing on words. Okay.
Well,
anyway, to be honest,
words.
my mom taught me. In the end, let God handles that because that's why we have a God. He handles that.
Wait a minute. So you said President Trump was petty. They tried to put him in prison on multiple fake charges, and then they shot him. You think going after criminals that did that to somebody is petty? My goodness. You have a definition of petty that just doesn't quite fit mine. But you know, whatever. I get. Yeah.
The person.
What's that?
Hello?
Yeah?
He should be the bigger person and say, you know what, I'm gonna let God handle that.
Oh, really?
And be done with it.
Then why don't we just empty out? Why don't we just empty out all the jails and just say let God deal with all the criminals? Why do we even have jails?
Brian, you know.
Why don't we just abolish the court system?
Brian. First of all, you and I both know there's people that need to be in jail. There's still some people in jail not being supposed to be there.
Big Tish is one of them.
We're not going to. No, she's not. Anyway, another thing, I'm gonna let you go, man.
Mortgage? No, hold on a second. Mortgage fraud is bank robbery. You are getting money from the bank based on a fraud. It's bank robbery. When you do mortgage fraud with a bank, it's bank robbery.
Okay. Say she did that. You know, there's 3 people on Trump's cabinet supposedly did the same thing.
Supposedly, well then charge them, arrest them, indict them too. I don't support anyone doing mortgage fraud. I don't support mortgage fraud.
And another thing too, one name, I'm gonna let you go. Okay, like you was talking about I can't call her name. Can't call her. No one that was talking yesterday on CNN. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, yes. MTG.
Okay, y'all mad at her, but like
I'm not mad at her.
They was talking. Yeah, you are.
No, not.
Okay. Anyway, she's saying which is true. They need to fix this thing because when she started doing insurance for her family, she realized, and I know your insurance for your wife is going to go up. You can't tell me it's not going to go up.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is worth like $10 million. She can help out her family with their insurance premiums.
Brian. Marjorie, okay, you can't tell me. Okay, you're not worth $10 million. I know your wife's premium is going to go up because she's like my wife.
You don't know what I'm worth.
You're not worth $10 million.
You don't know. How do you know that? How do you know my net worth?
Okay. Anyway, if you are $10 million. Okay, my wife, God bless her soul, she passed away almost 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Her insurance, I have good coverage insurance. Her bills were like, the services they like $500,000, $300,000, $500,000. $10 million. If you had $10 million, that's nothing.
That's not the premium. You had to pay $500,000 in your wife's hospital bills?
Brian, insurance paid it.
Oh, then what are you griping about? The insurance company took care of you.
If I had $10 million, I didn't have. It's like you said, you got $10 million.
I didn't say how much I have.
Come out of my pocket. Yeah, I'm just saying that. You said it.
No, I said you don't know. You don't know what I'm worth.
Yeah, you okay? Anyway,
that's what I said.
Anyway, if you had a whole lot of money and you said, okay, yeah, I got money, I can pay this. Money only gonna go so far. If it's only going out and it's not nothing coming in.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is very tight with President Trump. She's worth $10 million. Okay, so her family are not doing without. She's running for re-election in her district, and there's some people in her district that have those complaints. So she's just telling her voters what they want to hear. She's one of President Trump's closest friends. I know that for a fact.
And you don't think he's pissed off about that? He's pissed.
No, in fact,
yes,
I talked about this in detail on my podcast yesterday. Marjorie Taylor Greene, do you know who her boyfriend is?
I know.
Brian Glenn, right? He used to be on Right Side Broadcasting. He's with Real American News. He's in the Oval Office at every press conference, and President Trump always goes to him first, and they have, you can tell they're best buds. So if he were pissed at Marjorie Taylor Greene, he wouldn't be so buddy-buddy with Brian Glenn. She's very tight with him, but she's running for re-election. See, you think everyone's pissed off all the time because you're pissed off. You're projecting your pissed off.
I'm not pissed off. I'm having everything is a good day for me.
Yeah,
because I said, I lost my wife. I lost my wife in January.
That's really sad. What happened? Was she sick? What was the issue? I'm sorry to hear that.
Breast cancer.
Oh my goodness! How old was she?
60.
Oh my goodness, 60 is young. Yeah, that's too bad.
It is. Yes, it is. It is. Well, you have a good day, man.
You too. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name's Harry, and I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I just have one question. If you're so worried about laws and legality, why the fuck are you wearing a Trump 2028 hat? Because if he runs for president in 2028, that is a clear violation of the United States Constitution.
I'm just, I know Portland's got a lot of rough people there, but I just don't understand why not only do you drop the F word, you add that extra emphasis on it. I mean, why do you have such a potty mouth? Can't you talk without using profanity?
Dude, profanity doesn't matter.
Well,
it's
it's classless. You can show that you're an intelligent person.
No, you just make up.
You want to say another swear word. You want to say another swear word? You stopped yourself. Well, I'm curious as to why this Trump 2028 hat triggers you so much that you're dropping F-bombs with extra emphasis on them. What is it about the Trump 2020? It can't be lawlessness because your city's being torn apart by lawless friends of yours.
Except it's not. I go around every day.
What about all these? What about all these attacks? I'm seeing Antifa in Portland giving girls black eyes.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
It's not an actual organization like MAGA is.
Then who are these?
MAGA's an actual.
Really? Where's the MAGA office?
Organization.
So who are these people in front of the ICE office with the masks that are getting arrested, saying they're Antifa with the signs? They're not real. I'm imagining that.
No, Antifa is just a slogan.
Oh, just
MAGA's
a slogan?
A terrorist organization that took over this country.
When's the last time you got high?
What?
When's the last time you got high?
I don't get high. I moved to Portland and got fucking clean.
There you are.
I haven't gotten high in 6 years.
What were you addicted to? What was your addiction?
What was my addiction?
That's the question.
That's irrelevant to this conversation.
Really? Oh, wow. Must be pretty hardcore.
It is.
So you're clean now. You don't smoke weed or anything or CBD gummies? No. Nothing. You're totally clean.
No, I moved to Portland to get sober without the need of Alcoholics Anonymous because you Christian freaks turned sobriety into a cult.
Sounds like you gave up whatever your vice was, and your new vice is just hate. You're an angry person.
No, my new vice is trying to understand why you guys go around spreading hate against people that you've never met.
What is the hate that you've heard me spread? What have I said that's hateful since you've been listening to me?
Well,
You said I spread hate, so what hate have you heard me spread since you made that accusation?
well, the crap about Latitia James being indicted and stuff.
Well, that's a true thing. It's in the news. She's been indicted for mortgage fraud.
Yeah, but Trump's just doing it because he's trying to prosecute his enemies, and he's a pedophile that's listed in the Epstein
do you know that Latitia James got a mortgage with her father, listing her father as her husband? That's fraud. That's bank robbery. That's
And who cares?
Oh, okay.
Banks
All right,
rob
appreciate the
people.
call. Who cares? Just go to the bank and make crap up and take money from the bank. That is bank robbery. You're on the air. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Rhode Island.
Yep.
And I just wanted to, I know it's Free for All Friday. I just wanted to thank you very much for getting my ass motivated. Sorry if I swore. At 5:30 in the morning to get up and start having a busy, productive day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I attribute it to you. And I watched you last night when you were driving in and you were talking, and I appreciate that very much.
Well, I thank you very much.
My point calling in was I live in Rhode Island, and on Route 95, which goes to 195, but basically 95 goes over with a bridge, and it goes over Narragansett, I think. So it's been like that since COVID. So we've been missing like 6-lane highway, which they just built. I remember it took like 30 years for them to build this whole bridge, both sides.
Yeah.
And now they have an issue on one side, and it's completely ripped down, demolished, and gone. And now they're using the other side of the bridge, which is another 4.
Well,
lane
it
highway.
is open phones on Friday, but how many lanes are on a bridge in Rhode Island? I don't know if I can keep them that open because
this is all like brand new kind of stuff. But
yeah, but who would be interested in
opened
that?
it up in the 2000s.
Who would be interested?
It's the Washington Bridge in Rhode Island.
I was actually born in Rhode Island. My dad was in the Marine station there when I was born, but I was just a baby when I was. Yeah, Warwick, Rhode Island is where I was born. It was a naval base there.
Warwick, yeah. I'm living in Pawtucket, but I'm actually from Texas. But I'm actually from Germany. So
everything in Rhode Island is close.
Maybe it might sound familiar. We have the best food out here.
The county that I live in is bigger than the state of Rhode Island. It's like it's the smallest state in the union.
I almost moved to Lakeland, but the hurricane hit.
Don't move to Lakeland. Don't move to Lakeland, Florida. That's not even Florida. All right, appreciate the call. Good guy, but it is Open MAGA Mike Friday. It ain't everything on your mind, but you got to be interesting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Marcus. I'm from Vegas.
Yeah, Marcus.
And again, hey, how you doing?
All right.
So first off, I am a Republican. Let's just go ahead and start that off the way that it is. But I do have some problems. And as a Republican, as a person that sits here and has a job, pays his taxes, does everything he's supposed to go ahead and do, and follows, news to a fairly extensive, consent. Basically, I have a problem. And again, you had somebody a little bit on there earlier talking about your hat, 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless if he was high or not, which I probably do think that he was a little bit on the sauce.
Yeah.
It is still unconstitutional for the man to go ahead and run in 2028.
It's not.
It just is.
Well, first of all, as a black man, you understand that.
And how do you know I'm black?
By your voice. I've never met. First off, I've never met a white guy named Marcus, and by your voice, you sound black.
Okay.
Are you?
That's incredibly racist.
No, it's not. It's not racist. What's racist about that?
Okay. Judging somebody by their voice, judging somebody by their voice, just like judging somebody by their skin.
Being black or being white is not a judgment. It's just it is.
Somebody's race off of a voice.
It's your voice and your name.
It's a little reachy.
I've never met a white guy named Marcus.
All right, so I've met plenty.
A white guy? You've met a lot of white guys named Marcus?
That has to do with experience then. That has to do with experience then. And again, you're not answering any of the actual questions.
Well, I'm getting to your... I am answering your question. I am answering your question.
No, but you start off with the divisional... Like, Come on, man. You start off with a very divisive statement to go ahead and say that
I'm sorry that you're sensitive. You know, saying that you're black is not an insult. How is it an insult?
Pointing out the shit that you're trying to pull.
Okay. Now, what I was saying to finish my thought, Marcus.
Just because I have some bass in my voice means I'm black? Really?
You sound black, and your name. I've never met a white guy named Marcus.
I sound black, and my name is black. So
yes.
I'm just automatic.
My name is mine. I give you an example. I'll give you an example. My name is Brian. Right? How many my name's Brian. How many white guys have you met named Byron? If someone's name is Byron, they're probably black. If someone's Byron, they're probably
Brian's though.
I didn't say Brian.
That sounds very black to me. If I didn't already see your face,
if someone's
I would have been able to go ahead and dictate that. Oh no, you're black, Brian.
Yeah, okay, fine with me. Hey, that's great.
What are you talking about?
You can call me that. Nothing wrong with being black. But if someone's name is Byron, they're probably black. I've never known a white Byron. I have never known a white guy named Byron. I'm sure there's.
Okay, what does that mean? That just means that you're ignorant.
There are certain names. No,
you live in a small bubble.
No, I live in a pretty big bubble.
You live in a small bubble.
There are certain names that go to certain people.
Other places in the world, right?
Like if you ever met a Jesus that wasn't Hispanic, every Jesus I've ever known of is Hispanic.
Okay, and
there's
certain means that we live in a very small bubble and we don't know anybody.
Names are assigned by culture.
That's named Jesus. That may be white or maybe.
I've never known a white Jesus. Every Jesus I've known is Hispanic.
That is a very racist line of
thinking. Like Latitia. I've never known a Latitia. I've never known a Latitia. Excuse me. Latitia James.
Oh, my Lord.
I've never known a Latitia who's not black. I've never known a white Latitia. Every Latitia I've known has been black.
I guarantee you that you probably don't really know any Letitia either. You're just sitting here going.
No, I've known Letitias. I've gone to school with girls named Letitia.
You wearing a MAGA 2028 hat?
That's right.
You don't know no Letitia. You don't know any Letitia.
Okay, all right, guys. Yeah, sure. I don't know any black people. I don't know black people.
So again, you're going to sit here and tell me that I'm black because my name is Marcus.
I said you sound. I said you sound black and you have a black name.
You know a Letitia being all right. So, but again, let's bypass that. Let's talk about the constitutional. Because again, let
me finish the point I was making.
You're getting hung up on something that doesn't even matter.
Hold on. You're the one that's gotten bogged down here. This is what I was saying. Okay.
Go ahead.
There was the Constitution of the United States has been amended 27 times. And the reason I said as a black man in America, the Constitution was amended to allow black men to vote after the Civil War. So there's changing the Constitution.
Because the Constitution itself says that all men are created equal. And regardless of what skin color that man is, all men are created equal.
Yeah, but it was amended to allow blacks to vote. In fact, it had to be amended so that black men could vote.
Because all men are created equal.
So it was amended again to allow women to vote, and in the 1950s it was amended limiting presidential.
All men are created equal.
Then it was amended. It was amended in the 1950s to bring in term limits for presidents. So it can be changed again to do away with term limits.
So we don't have fucking dictators. And the thing about it is, considering the fact that our European heritage came to this country because we didn't want any dictators, because we didn't want a king, because we don't want somebody to go ahead and stay in power, to go ahead and do certain crazy fucking things that they shouldn't be doing. Then we sat here and amended it because it just made sense. It made sense. So again,
I have this radical idea. I have this radical idea, Marcus, that the voters should decide who the presidents are. You know,
all right.
And if Trump wins, he runs again and wins. That's fine. If he loses, well, I'll be upset. But I trust the people. All right, listen. I got to run, Marcus. So I'll give you the last word.
All right. So last word being said, the reason why we don't sit here and then continuously have these people go ahead and be president more than 2 times is because cognitive decline You have to understand that these people are getting older. They're slipping. And regardless if it's Biden, Sleepy Joe, or if it's, tentative Trump, the thing about it is we sit here and want new blood.
All right, I got to run.
Blood.
Okay, well, then don't vote for him if he runs again. Oh, my goodness. Boy, oh, boy. All right, if you're on hold... all right, I'll take another call. We got a little bit of time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Nelson. I'm calling from Tampa. I want you to guess what I am.
I don't know. You got an accent, so I don't know. An immigrant?
Well, not really, but I came from Puerto Rico, so I'm not really an immigrant.
Oh, come on. That's an exception. That's an exception if you're from Puerto Rico, because you're not a native English speaker. I didn't say you weren't American. I said you have an accent, so I said immigrant with a question mark. I was asking because you have an accent. So how many white guys have you... hold on. How many white guys have you known named Marcus?
None.
Exactly. So what's the problem? What was that guy giving me a hard time for? How many, give me a break.
The problem is him. He should have shut up and listen to what you got to say so you can learn. You can learn what you're talking,
That's right.
That's my point with these people. That was my point with my wife that I told you before. I came from Cuba. They had that guy there for so many years. That country was doing so good, and they chose somebody that was going to give them everything for free, and look what they are.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, she learned. Now, 10 years later, she's listening to not everything that I listen to, but at least she got the feeling that maybe I should listen to why is he with that guy? Why is he with him? And I know that one thing that called her the most is because what they say about being a sexual predator or whatever back in the day, because they have to talk bad about you, and if they say it enough, then people are going to believe it, and that's what she got stuck on from being a woman, okay, and having situations like that happen to her. Too bad, so sad, but you got to get over it. But if you don't listen to other people, you don't know. I just had that argument with somebody the other day. Why are you for him when he said that in 6 months, in 2 months, this was going to happen, this was going to happen? And he said, if everybody in this class, which is what I was, if everybody in this class was against what you're trying to do, will you be able to do what you're trying to do quickly? Or is it going to take, you're going to have to jump over all these people and convince them? No, this is why. So now, lately, okay, so all these things are being happening because of it. And I mentioned a couple of names about it because he talked about that other person because he has to be what I consider that other color. I don't want to say it, but it is. So do you know this person that's been around? He's 90-some years old and he's been around, and he will tell you exactly what was wrong what this person was doing. And I told him, why is 90% of women, black women, voting for these women? Because they didn't close their eye and listen to what she had to say.
Hey, listen, I appreciate the call, but I'm going to move on to some other calls. You made some good points. Okay. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. I just got a text. Mike is running late, so we're going to be late on the radio. So I'm going to just stick with it here just on YouTube. If you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. My name's Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. And I'd like to let you guys know that if you'd like to support my content, become a Patreon supporter. There's a link to my Patreon page in the description of the video. And if you become a Patreon supporter, you get access to commercial-free editions of all of my podcast episodes and a lot of other exclusive content. So, again, there's a link to my Patreon page in the description of the video. The direct website address is patreon.com/Real Brian Craig Show. Patreon.com/Real Brian Craig Show. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Brian? This is Tony. I'm Benavides from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. I wanted your opinion on why is everybody so sensitive now in this world?
It's not that everyone's so sensitive. Liberals are sensitive, and liberals are sensitive because they're losing and out of power, and they're freaking out. Hold on, let me answer these phones that are coming in. So I wouldn't say everyone's sensitive, just liberals are.
Yeah. It's very strange, even at schools, just everything in general, even comedy clubs. You go to a comedy club to enjoy life, to get away from the house, your work environment, and people still fight, you know.
I know.
It's like,
I mean, you heard that guy Marcus. He was so triggered by my hat, and he's dropping profanities, but my hat triggers him. I thought he was black, and that triggered him. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, stuff like that doesn't bother me. I'm happy in my skin. I'm happy with everything. I'm happy to be from America, you know.
Exactly.
Born and raised in America. I don't care. I'm Hispanic. I don't care. I don't care what anybody is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Nothing bothers me.
Yeah, me either. All right. Appreciate the call. Take care, man. All right. But like I said, we are late on the radio. We're going to be about 20 minutes late on the radio, so I'm just going to continue here with the online portion. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. This is Brian from Rhode Island again.
Brian,
I just have three questions.
It's one call per show.
I thought it was free for all Friday. Okay.
I
have one question.
You still can only no. It's not free for all. It's open MAGA Mike Friday, open
Where's
phones.
the mugshots? Where's the mugshots for Comey?
They don't.
Where's the mugshots for Latitia James?
Here's the thing with federal charges. I did not know this until they arrested Trump. They don't take mugshots on federal cases most of the time, on well-known people. Yeah, that's why we didn't get a mugshot on Trump when he got arrested. It's one call per show, though. And let me tell you why that is. Let me tell you guys why that is. If I let people call in more than once, a lot of people would call in 5 or 10 times a show, right? And hog the space from other people, and then it sounds like you got 10 listeners. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it's one call. It's one call per show, and I don't think that's a big ask. All right, take care. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Marcus from Vegas again.
No, it's one call per show, Marcus. See, this is the problem. It's one call per show.
For real.
No, it's one call per show. One call per show. See what I mean? If I didn't restrict it to one call per show, people would call over and over and over and over again. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Wow. I listened to your off-the-air talk with this Marcus.
Oh.
And real quick, you know, Brian is not a racist, but boy, you triggered this guy. And the reason why I believe, I don't want to talk for you, but the reason why Brian will ask, you sound black because Latin, whatever, is because especially black men or whatever, or black women, okay, they have a different outlook on the United States. I mean, and I'm not saying all, I'm not trying to stereotype, but they see America through a different lens than a white person. And they're the first to tell you because they're always...
Well, no, the point, let me tell you the couple things, okay? The point I was trying to make, the Constitution was amended to give blacks the vote, and then again in 1920 to give women the vote. And see, the Constitution was amended on those two instances because people's rights were being violated when it came to the vote. And I'm here to tell you that the term limits on presidents, we don't have term limits on these other federal offices, and the judges are there for life. Are they dictators? Mm-hmm. So the term limits that was put in the early 1950s on presidential term limits, I think discriminates against voters. We can't vote for who we want to. And it's consistent with the amendment to give blacks and then women the vote.
Yeah, you're 100% right, but that hat, you know what that hat does?
Triggers these liberals.
When that guy says, I'm a Republican, he's a liar.
I know.
He's a total liar.
I know.
And the fact of the matter is that hat triggers the people that hate Trump. If you had Trump a hat on there, I love Trump, they would be triggered.
You know, I have
triggers them.
I don't know. I have at least 10 Make America Great Again hats. Listeners mail me things and stuff, and I appreciate all that, guys. And I would, but if you notice, the last, I don't know how long, the last 6, 7, 8 months, this is the only hat you've seen me wear, maybe, the Trump 2028 hat. And I love this hat because it really smokes out the liberals, doesn't it?
Smokes them out.
It's like the cockroaches, man.
Triggers them.
It does. Just the idea that he's going to come back just freaks them the freak out. Do you think that? Why do you think Marcus was so triggered when I didn't say that you sound black? I said as a black man in America, and they said, "Hold on a minute," like I'm accusing him of, like I'm insulting him. That's not an insult.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. You know, it's amazing to me. You're good at what you do because You're part of what you do is to get to smoke out the conversation out of people.
That's right.
The other thing is, I want to say this to you about Machado. Now, you know, my wife is Venezuelan.
Yes.
And
the winner of by the way, Machado is the lady that won the Nobel Peace Prize instead of the man that ended 8 wars.
No, in other words, here's the deal. I believe President Trump should have won this thing, obviously, but you said she failed. She didn't fail. I think what she should do, she's actually begged President Trump for help, and she's in hiding over there because of the drug cartels and the corrupt government. Her life is on the line every minute. But the thing is that she should turn that award right over to Trump and say, this is the man who deserves it. That's only a thought here. And as for Latitia James, okay, here's a woman that went after President Trump, and now she says this is retribution. Well, the Biden White House, under the guy who was with Obama, the prosecutor, actually resigned his lucrative position in Washington to go up there and help this illiterate, overeducated baboon.
It was
I'm sorry
it was Schumer's brother, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Wasn't it Chuck Schumer's brother did that?
Obama. It's Obama behind all this crap. They wanted to prevent Trump from running for president again. They were going to trump up charges on him. It was unbelievable what I watched him go through every day, and they try to bankrupt him. Everything they try to do to him, and then they finally try to kill him. But these court cases, I want revenge because what they did was so wrong. I want revenge. I don't care whether President Trump wants it. I think America wants it. I think MAGA wants it because that's why we're screaming.
Yeah, now you know we're not. You know the Mike, the board op is running like 20 minutes late today, so we're not on the radio right now. They're probably playing music.
Oh, I'd love to call you on the air.
But I'm going to give you the call back pass. Okay, you can call back later in the show.
I appreciate
you, but that's a pass that I've awarded Richie. Okay, because there's a lot going on. But this thing with Latitia James, it's fascinating to me that she charges Trump with fake crimes that she has been committing her entire life.
She ran. Yeah, that's how stupid she is.
Yeah,
she put a target on herself. If I do something wrong, I'm not going to go after somebody and charge them with the same thing that I'm doing wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, she's an idiot. She's an idiot.
Insane. She's a crazy
lady.
lady.
She ran.
Well, I'll tell you. You know what it is. You know what it is, Richie.
Trump.
If you're a black liberal woman in New York, you're used to getting away with whatever the hell you want. Nobody ever challenges you. So she's arrogant.
Brian, she pulled a race card on Trump.
Yeah.
Because she knew she would get in. Anyone that hates Trump in New York that runs for politics is a winner. Mm-hmm. Mandani, all of them. They run against Trump. That's the whole stick. There was another politician just now. I just saw it. They're running for office, and it's against Trump. They're not Trump. They're not Trump. Oh, it's the governor of New Jersey.
Oh.
That the female that's running for governor.
Yeah.
She says, "I'm not." The Republican is a Trump duplicate. That's how they're running their campaigns. They have nothing to
sounds
run
like an endorsement to me. Sounds like an endorsement. All right, Richie, I'll talk to you later. Take care. All right, let me see here. Yeah, okay, we're still not on the air. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Oh, this administration is doing so many things that some things just get obscured. On Tuesday afternoon, there was a nuclear device that went off in the Senate Judiciary Committee by the name of Pam Bondi. Mm-hmm. She absolutely annihilated them, Schiff and all the rest of the Democrats. Annihilated them, and they don't even get it,
Yeah, I know. It's great, though, isn't it?
It is great. And look, they tried that whole thing about, all we want is yes or no answers. And she was having none of that. Mm-hmm. She came with the receipts, and she was having none of that. She wasn't letting them get away with yes or no, because, and basically she called out Schiff. She said, "You're a criminal, and you are part of this lawfare stuff."
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you should. She flat out said, "You should be in jail."
Yeah.
To the Schiff.
Yeah. That's right.
Now It was awesome. It was
great.
It was fun.
Yeah, and I don't understand how you can be indicted on serious federal charges that are, I knew a guy, this was years ago, he was a TSA guy, and he applied for a job with a higher security clearance, and they did a background, they did a second background check, and they fired him because he had a bunch of credit card debt, and they said because of his credit card debt, he was susceptible to bribery. And he got fired from TSA. I mean, Latitia James is the top law enforcement officer for the state of New York, and she's facing a multiple-year prison sentence on federal charges. She's going to be arrested. She's been indicted. She's going to be arrested. And how can you be the top cop in the state of New York when you're facing prison charges and been arrested? There seems that she's open to corruption. I know everyone's presumed innocent until they're proven guilty in a court of law. I get that, but you can't be a cop when you're facing this kind of indictment, and that's what she is. Hey, Mike, appreciate the call. All right, let's see. No, we're still trucking here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. Oh, you just made it. Go ahead. Yes.
My name's Chris.
Oh, boy. Yeah?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Tristan. I'm from California.
All right, California. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to ask you about the Latitia James stuff. I'm kind of curious about it.
Yeah.
You're saying that basically, like, she's disqualified from operating an office because she lied on a application for a mortgage?
No, she didn't lie on an application for a mortgage. She has committed fraud on multiple mortgage applications, which is a federal crime that you face multiple years in prison for. It's not like lying on a job application for Starbucks.
So she should be in prison. So she should be in prison and definitely not be in office, right?
Well, no, she's been indicted, okay, by a grand jury for these crimes. She will be arrested.
Okay, so she hasn't been found guilty yet, but your judgment now is saying that you don't like her even though she hasn't been found guilty.
Well,
she shouldn't be in office. We should remove her, right?
This is what I'm saying, okay? When you are the attorney general of a state, just like of the country, you are the top law enforcement officer for that state. She's the top cop. She's been indicted on federal charges. She's about to be arrested. And these charges, if found guilty, and there's going to be other indictments too on other mortgage frauds in different states, okay? She's being accused of committing a lot of mortgage fraud, which is bank robbery, okay? This is not lying on an application where you're applying for a job at Chipotle or something, okay? This is a big deal. It's bank robbery. She has been stealing literally maybe millions of dollars from banks through fraud. It's a hardcore white-collar crime. How can you be... hold on. No. How can you be the top law enforcement officer, the top cop in a state, when you're facing multiple years in prison?
I agree with you. I think you're right. I think someone that acts that way should not be in an office of power at all. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So you agree she should be removed from office?
I think that's why. Yeah, absolutely. I think she should be removed from office. That's why I also believe that someone who is the president of the United States, who's been caught lying on their bank applications when they specifically
really? Tell me about that. What bank application did he lie about?
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you let me talk.
Tell me what he lied about.
So on Trump's applications, he actually said that he had roughly 60% more square footage in his apartment complex on top of Trump Tower in order to get a larger bank loan. So he actually lied about how much his property was worth.
No, based on all of those. Excuse me. Those are all the fake. See, this is you're just not up to speed on what's going on.
This is all in actual court findings.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
This is all. Hold on.
No.
I know, but you're not letting.
You hold on.
You're gonna do the thing where you just tell me, oh, it's not real yet. Just the same thing as you're saying. Oh, I'm gonna say what I want to say. The question is, are you going to be here while I'm saying it, or just watching me on YouTube? What I'm telling you is this, okay? Latitia James's charges against President Trump were all fabricated. And the charges that she brought against him were the very crimes that she's been committing. President Trump did not commit mortgage fraud.
on any of these things.
All of his were findings. All of Trump's, all the accusations that they have against Trump are also in findings of actual court documents.
Yeah, from corrupt Latitia James and that corrupt judge.
So both of them are in the same position.
No,
both of them are in the same position.
No, the difference is she did it.
They're both being accused.
Nope. The difference is she did it. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. I mean, I'm going to go round and round and round. But even if he did, what does that mean about her? I mean, she should still be out of office. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How you doing, Craig? This is Jose from the Bronx.
Hey, Jose.
Friday, everyone. Yeah, just wanted to opine really quickly. I think Fannie Willis is next on the indictment.
I hope so. That would be a great one. That would be a great one.
Correct. That's the one that's missing from Georgia. But all these indictments, to me, if I could opine, is that about them going to jail, but hit them where it hurts the most, and that's their wallet? So, like they tried to do that to Trump. The good thing that Trump was a billionaire, so they couldn't do that.
Exactly.
But for these guys, it's about hitting them in the wallet. I don't care if they don't do any time, but all the lawyer fees, if they do the appellates, that's where it hurts them the most.
I don't know why anybody would assume they're not going to do time. There's not going to be a Democrat president to pardon them for a long time. These are federal charges. Whoever the president is after Trump will be a MAGA Republican, probably J.D. Vance. Okay, so there's no, this is going to play out, and people are going to be found guilty, and people are going to do time. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone that gets arrested by Pam Bondi's Justice Department is going to be found guilty and go to prison, but some of them will, absolutely. Absolutely. And Fannie Willis is a criminal. What she did against Trump is a crime. She took her crimes and accused, listen, this is right out of Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. Accuse your opponent of doing what you're doing. She took her mortgage fraud and charged Trump with her crimes.
Correct. No, I agree. And just last but not least, just to let everybody know that the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize was Maria Machado from Venezuela.
Yes.
So, that's another corrupt institution. So just to let everybody know that.
Yes. All right. Appreciate the call. All right. Take care.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
You too.
Now, if you'd like to call in, the number is pinned in the live chat. We're still not on the radio yet, just on YouTube. So, but we got a brand new special that's going on right now at mypillow.com. And this one is absolutely amazing. Listen to this. It's an update on the 3-in-1 sale. Okay. MyPillow I just got this copy this morning. And I just printed it out on the printer after I started the live stream. Okay. Mike Lindell's office just sent me this morning. MyPillow is excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and an overstock deal you're not going to find anywhere else. The My Slippers, only $39.98. Any color, any style. The regular price is $149.98, so it's $110 off. Now only $39.98. That's a $110 savings, guys. Once they're gone for good. The My Towels, they're back in stock, but not for long because they're selling like crazy. Get a 6-piece MyPillow towel set. Regular price, $69.98. Right now, just $39.98. And for the first and only time ever, get their limited edition premium MyPillows made with Giza cotton. And those are just for the queens, $17.98. The kings, just $19.98. Also, for a limited time, when your order is $100 or more, you'll receive free shipping. That's a great deal with our promo code Kane at checkout. So you can either go to mypillow.com and use our promo code Kane at checkout, or call toll-free 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane. All right, stand by. We're going to be coming on the radio. Mike just got to the radio station, so I'm texting with Mike. We're coordinating how we're going to do this. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number's pinned in the live chat. Gosh, we've been going on for over an hour already today. We've been on the air and going on an hour and 64 minutes. Wow. Show's flying by. Just 2.5 hours left. Okay, he'll let me know what time we are coming back. All right, so I'll take a call while we're waiting. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Trump hired Robert Morris, child molester. Trump hired Robert Morris, child.
Okay, all right. So, okay, repeat it over and over and over again. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, listen, I don't feel sorry for the liberals, but, that old say, I feel your pain. But you can hear the suffering, can't you? If you're just tuning in, rewind to the beginning of the show because you missed a lot. The caller from Portland, the guy from Portland, was he the first call of the show? That was something else, I must tell you. That was some call from Portland. All right, let's go again. Hold on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg. What's up?
Yeah, Mike's late back-to-back days. What's going on? You got to give him a pay raise.
Well, I don't pay the board ops. The radio station does, Greg.
Well, he's back-to-back days. A little suspect, right? You're obviously annoyed. Hopefully you are because
why am I annoyed? I'm not annoyed. Nope.
You're not annoyed that listeners that go by the radio, which I don't even know who uses the radio any longer in today's day and age, but you have listeners that can't listen to you.
Well, then they're waiting to listen.
Right, because of Mike.
So what are you trying to do? You're trying to get him in. You're trying to get him in trouble.
I just think it's hilarious. I just think it's hilarious. But let me ask you a question. All right, you know what, Trump?
You've never been late to work.
You
never been late to work.
Not back-to-back days.
I've been late to work.
Back-to-back days.
I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe.
Good employee.
Maybe when I was younger, and I was, maybe. Now I have a studio in my home, because I'm in my home studio right now. But I'm just saying, my bedroom's right across the hall, so I don't have far to go.
Listen, I've never been late.
Oh, it must be nice to be so perfect.
No, I'm not perfect. I just said back-to-back. Of course I've been late to work. So you're wrong on your assessment there. But secondly, let me ask this question. Trump, through his admiration of the spotlight and needing to throw social media out there, ruined Comey and Latitia. And they should both be prosecuted. By the way, if we start prosecuting everyone that lied on an application, the courts will be backed up beyond belief.
Yeah.
But that being said, he had to throw it out on social media saying these people need to be prosecuted, threw it out there to Pam Bondi, criticizing her.
So you're telling me that because he's president, he doesn't have the First Amendment right to say whatever the heck he wants? That's new to me.
He does, but guess what? You ruin things. I'm not saying he doesn't have the right to do it, but you taint it. Period.
Well, let me tell you, if President Trump were taking advice from you, do you think he'd be back in office for a second non-consecutive term?
No, guess what?
No, that's exactly right. No, he wouldn't be. Exactly. So your advice sucks. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to be live on the air in about 30 seconds. Okay. And then I gotta open the show. Oh, man, I tell you. Greg's a beaut, isn't he? He's never happy. He is never happy. He's got, you know what he has? He's got something rarer than Trump derangement syndrome. He has Brian Craig derangement syndrome. All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Oh, my goodness. Isn't that crazy? Long time, long time. If you're on hold, hang in there. We got a lot to celebrate. It's been a great week for our favorite president, Donald Trump. We got Comey indicted. Then he ended a war, his 8th war, and then yesterday we got Letitia James indicted. It's absolutely amazing what's going on here. I want to, if you're on hold, stand by. If you'd like to call in, the number, of course, is toll free 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. And it is Friday. I can't believe it is Friday already, which means open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. And on Open MAGA Mike Friday, you're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind, okay? The show prep's up to you guys. You don't even have to comment on anything I bring up. Monday through Thursday, you have to talk about what I want to talk about. On Friday, the show prep's up to you guys. So Latitia James prosecuted Trump on fake charges, and they were the crimes that she had been committing, the mortgage fraud, right? And I know that the never-Trumpers, the Democrats, and the media are characterizing the Latitia James indictment as political revenge. No, it's called justice. But, you know, has anyone considered this, that maybe the reason that out of all of the prosecutors and attorney generals in the United States, Latitia James went after President Trump and prosecuted him on fake charges to the level and high profile she did, is because she was being blackmailed? Do you think that these evildoers went to her and said, hey, Latitia, you're doing all these crimes. We got to stop this guy from coming back to the White House, prosecute him for your crimes. Oh, and by the way, if you do it, you'll be Attorney General with Kamala Harris. You think that happened? I would not be surprised at all. Now, Latitia James has released a very strange recording. Let me pull this up. And, you know, and this is after her indictment. She released this very bizarre video. This is Big Tish. No. Okay, now I'm curious. I know, doesn't she sound nuts? She's totally insane. Now, this video that Latitia James released is very strange. While she's talking, and it looks very weird, she has closed captioning in this oversized blue box, and I'm wondering if that's done. It's covering up where her boobs. Is there something about this dress that she's wearing that she's trying to hide? Right? I'm just curious. Why do they have this oversized box for the closed captioning, which is much smaller than the size of the box? What are they trying to hide on her chest? I don't know. Was her dress see-through? Did she forget the bra? There's something. They're trying to hide something. I know it seems petty, but I just noticed as I was watching it. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-465-2631 is our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right. You missed your chance. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, good morning, Brian. Danielle calling from Michigan.
Oh, hold on, Danielle. Let me answer all these lines. My phones are ringing. Yeah, go ahead, Danielle in Michigan. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what a wonderful, beautiful day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's just, I'm listening to your callers. I tell you, they're just losing it. A beautiful day to celebrate. Great week that we just had. Justice is coming, and I just wanted to say that nobody's above the law. And, you know, Big Tish is in big trouble.
She is. She's going to go to prison. She's going to be found guilty. These are hard. When you commit fraud like this, and there's going to be others. This is just one. She's done this multiple times, allegedly. You go to prison for a long time. You're talking about millions of dollars in bank fraud. Mortgage fraud is bank robbery.
Yeah.
It's white collar bank robbery.
Trouble. She's in big trouble, and you know, I'm just I think back of everything that she and they have done and tried to do to our great president, and themselves are doing.
See, what she did is she actually lied on these mortgage applications to get better loan deals. Right?
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
And that's big. Yeah, that is hard. It's white collar bank robbery.
Exactly. I'm just, it's a great day to celebrate. I'm going to listen to all the callers call in because some of them are really going to have a hard time. But you know, Brian, in my opinion, this is just the beginning.
Absolutely.
We're just getting started. Mm-hmm. So you have a wonderful,
you too.
A wonderful
all right,
Friday.
appreciate the call.
Great
all right,
show.
Take care. If you're on hold, stand by. You know, it rains every morning, early, and every afternoon right now. And yesterday afternoon, I don't know how it was at your house, but holy smokes, it was pouring down rain pretty hard at my house because we're in hurricane season. We're in rainy season. And some strong winds, too. If you've got a wet spot on your ceiling, you've got a leak in your roof, you want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. You know, Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. He works on every type of structure, commercial, municipal, residential, of course, with every type of structure, but he also works with every type of roofing material. And here's another thing. He can handle the job of any size, whether it's one office building, one apartment building, a single family home, or you have an HOA or an office complex with over 400 units. He can handle a job of any size. And get this, he's not just a roofer, okay? He's also a contractor, which under Florida law allows him to deal directly with your insurance company on the cost of the replacement or the repair of your roof. Give him a call. This number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. That's 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaRoofing.com. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name is Brian Craig. Back after this. Okay, stand by, guys. Let me queue up a couple things. All right, let's take some calls during the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Lawrence.
Hey, Lawrence. What's up?
I'm calling from Florida.
All right. What's up, Lawrence?
First thing I want to say is that you're supposed to be a Catholic.
Yes, I am Catholic.
But your show was designed to control what you want to hear, and I don't understand this.
What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying and what that has to do with me being Catholic. You got to turn down the volume in the background. I hear you got iHeartRadio on. Turn that down, okay? There's a delay. Can you turn that down?
I just did.
Okay. I don't understand how the show is in conflict with me being Catholic.
Because the things that you're doing on this show, you want to control the people who calling into your show.
I'm not controlling anyone.
If you don't,
am I controlling you?
If you don't, no. What you want to hear, unless you don't want to hear that, you shut them down. It's an open mic.
Well,
Okay.
it's open phones, but it doesn't mean that I say call in and turn the show over to you and don't talk. No, I still got to run a professional broadcast here. I'm the host of the show.
That's understandable. So
I'm sorry that your liberal friends are looking like dopes when they call. I can't help that. Maybe it's your liberal arguments that are the problem.
No, you see, you're supposed to be an educated person, but then you portray something that is not nice. You label people, call them names.
What's wrong with being a liberal? What's wrong with being a liberal? Is that an insult to be a liberal?
No, but stop calling people names. Stop labeling.
You're saying that I'm not a good Christian. I'm not a good Catholic. So who are you to talk? You're accusing me of things. You're questioning my faith.
But who are you to label people?
Listen, I don't call you guys. You call me, right? You guys know what I'm all about, right? If I were calling you at work and talking this way, it'd be nuts. But you guys are calling me.
That's what I'm saying. It is your show, so it's either your way or no way.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the call. All right. He's a little confused, but that's okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Dave. I'm calling from Spokane, Washington.
Hey, Dave.
Hey. So I've been pondering something lately, and it's something I've noticed just recently, especially with all the stuff with Charlie Kirk. And
that Trump is great and MAGA is the way? MAGA is the way and Trump is amazing? He just ended his 8th war. He ended another war this week.
Yeah. No, I'm a supporter of Trump, and I was a big fan of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
But I guess my question is I'm an atheist.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't think so. I think that I have pretty good reasons for being an atheist. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if there is, because there's so much commentary about God and about Christianity specifically, and so much negativity, just like you just said. Oh, too bad that you're an atheist.
Yep.
Is there a place for atheists in the conservative party?
Yes. In the conservative party, no. There's a place in hell for atheists, but
Well, I don't.
But that shouldn't bother you since you don't believe in that. You don't believe in hell, so that's certainly not going to bother you.
Yeah, I mean,
hold on. We're in a break on the radio, so we're just on YouTube right now, but we're going to be back in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So stand by, and I'm going to go to you, and we're going to continue the conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
What's your first name again?
David.
Okay, hold on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show. I'm talking to a gentleman from Washington State here who tells me he's an atheist. You asked me this question during the break. Is there a place for atheists in the Republican Party? And I answered to you no. Now, you're welcome to vote for, MAGA people. I don't mind that. But I don't want atheists in our party. I don't want atheists holding government office. I don't want an atheist president, and this is a very rare exception for me. I don't like atheists. Atheism creeps me out. It's evil. It is Satan. But there is a reason why there's no room in political office for atheists, and I'll tell you what that is if you're interested.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Like as an example, the Prime Minister of the UK is an atheist. And atheism is big in the UK. A lot of their celebrities. Daniel Radcliffe is an atheist, right, from Harry Potter. And I've mentioned this many times. Sure. I was a big fan of Ricky Gervais. I think he's the funniest man since Don Rickles. But I don't watch him anymore. When I found out he was an atheist, I stopped watching him. Atheism is evil. If you are an atheist, and you're in I want to finish my thought.
Oh,
okay. And I'm using this example because the Prime Minister of the UK is an atheist. That's incredibly dangerous. Okay. If you're an atheist, there's no life.
One second. Just give me 1 second.
There's a second.
Go ahead.
Okay. When you're an atheist,
sorry.
Did you hit record yet? Are you hitting record? It's okay.
No.
That's okay. The atheist prime minister of the UK, it's a god-awful thing. Thankfully, he's not the president. if you're an atheist, all there is and all there will ever be is what is here on earth. There's no beyond, there's no afterlife, there's no consequences.
Yeah.
So if you're concerned with only hold on. If you're concerned with only earthly consequences while you're alive, how can you be trusted with armies and navies and nuclear arsenals and people's lives? It's a very selfish, narcissistic way without consequences to be, and I find atheists to be not just devilish and evil, but also dangerous when in power.
Well, I guess, I mean, I would fundamentally disagree with all of that, but I think Carl Sagan, his wife after that he passed, was asked if she was rethinking their atheist position, because of exactly that same thing. Like there's no afterlife. Like you have no hope of seeing Carl at any time ever again. And what she said was that makes everything that we did here that much more important. Like, the experience that we have or the world that we build is a temporal world. So, as somebody who, because I don't think of myself as evil. I think of myself as actually fairly moral.
Listen,
I think about
evil
morality
people,
a lot.
and only in rare circumstances do evil people think they're evil. Ted Bundy, who is hold on. Ted Bundy, excuse me. Well, Ted Bundy is famous serial killer, right? Famous serial killer. You ever heard of him?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
He did a lot of interviews.
State.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he killed a bunch of people in Florida too. And when Ted Bundy was on death row in Florida, he did endless interviews trying to save his life. And he was completely. He said, "Hey, the girls got in they got in my car before I hit them over the head." It's like he was blaming the girls for him murdering them. So evil people often don't think of themselves as
somebody
evil.
Like sure. But that's kind of an extreme example. I mean, somebody like I have never done anything like kill somebody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I've never done anything like rob a bank or even steal from a convenience store. I don't even steal from my work. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like I lead a fairly moral life, and I base that morality
except that you reject Jesus. Except that you reject Jesus. That's not a moral life. I mean,
no, I reject the claim that Jesus.
Yeah.
Was
here's the problem. Here's the problem. I know he was a man who lived. He was. No. See, what you don't realize is you are a religious man. You're a very religious man, and atheism has in your life and many others is in itself a religion, and you spend your life being a denier of Jesus. Can I ask you a question? Yeah.
Well, but what if atheism is a religion? What is the tenet of atheism?
That's a good. I don't know. I think probably.
See, and that's the probably, thing is that religions need tenets.
No. I have. Excuse me.
You don't have a religion.
All right. I know that's a good answer. That when you go around talking to your friends at the coffee shop in Seattle, wherever the hell you're at, in Washington.
And I would appreciate
or the smoke or the weed shop. But here's the my mother's in Seattle right now, okay, on vacation. So my mother.
Okay, so does she smoke weed?
No. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she does. I don't know. Not that I know of.
Here's the thing. I'm calling into the show in good faith because this is a question that I've been pondering
the tenet of atheism in your instance, I would say, would just be total narcissism. You think you're smarter and better. Listen, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. I'm not interested in continuing that. Now listen, this first hour is a little messed up and I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to take a break so I can get a drink and get my voice back. I'm Brian. We'll be right back. I gotta wet my whistle here. Okay, that's a little better. Oh. Okay, Okay, hold on. Okay. We'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to wait until we're back to take a call, if you guys don't mind, okay? Because I want my voice to rest a little bit. But I do want to tell you guys that if you're a Medicare recipient, call Chapter, all right? You know, this is open enrollment period for Medicare. It's the only time of year that you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Chapter covers all 50 states, so no matter where you are, call that number on your screen, 805-754-3033. 805-754-3033. When you call, you're going to get a live agent on the phone, and they're going to help you completely for free. They're going to review your policy to make sure that the policy you have is the right policy. You know, a lot of companies are getting out of Medicare at the end of the year. So you want to make sure that your existing policy is going to be in existence after the end of the year. The average Chapter client saves $1,100 a year on their Medicare. So they're going to make sure you're not paying too much. They're going to make sure your doctors, prescriptions, and specialists are covered. And the help is always free. All right? 805-754-3033. Once Medicare open enrollment period is gone, it's gone. So this is the time, 805-754-3033. If you're on hold, stand by. I got to rest my voice for a minute. Yes, Haku, what's up? Haku just woke up. Sorry, guys, I'm just resting my voice here during the break. We've been going for over an hour and a half already. All right, we got about 30 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. All right. Yeah, you know, that last call, you know what atheists do? They spend all their time trying to convince others to be atheist. Okay, so it is Open MAGA Mike Friday today. It is Friday. You're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind, okay, on Friday's show. It is open phones, Open MAGA Mike Friday. If you're on hold, stand by. But the main story of the day is the indictment of Latitia James yesterday. Remember, mortgage fraud is hardcore fraud, and there's multiple instances of accusations against her. This was CNN's immediate reaction. Listen. Yes. Okay, so that was their first reporting, it's beautiful. I love to hear CNN reporting on it. And then they get a little more detailed. Listen to this. CNN, same report. Really? Is this CNN anchorette confessing to mortgage fraud? Everyone commits mortgage fraud, is what she's saying? Is that what I heard? Is that what you heard? Wow, it sounds like everybody drinks and drives. Everybody speeds. Why do we enforce this? Everybody does mortgage fraud? I don't do mortgage fraud. Do you do mortgage fraud? But over here, this anchorette on CNN thinks everybody's committing fraud. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Once, twice. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, Brian. This is Paula from New Jersey.
Hey, Paula.
Hey, yeah, it really irritates me. Sorry, when people talk about Antifa and
Antifa,
that they're not a real Antifa. I always say that wrong. And that it's not a real organization.
Yeah.
Because they've collected over $100 million. Who is taking the money? If it's not an organization.
This just to get people up to speed. Early, first call I took this morning was a guy from Portland who was telling us that Antifa is not real. It doesn't exist. What we're seeing on television, we're not really seeing. Don't believe your lying eyes. They don't exist. Yeah. Isn't that something? That girl with the black eye at the White House the other day, I guess that wasn't real either.
Yeah, it's like, what are they even talking about? And the other thing is that bugs me is when people talk about Trump getting revenge. Well, what the heck is he getting revenge on? What was done to him first? Like, call them out and ask them what was done to him.
It doesn't. Listen, they tried to put him in prison on false charges multiple times, and they shot him. I mean, and they're mad at him. They're calling what he's doing revenge. These people were committing crimes.
Exactly. What is he getting revenge on, people? There's something that happened. What was that?
Exactly.
It's like, it's amazing. They've erased it. Like their brain is just not working or functioning. It's just so weird.
It's a liberal brain. Liberal brains are not functioning. That's obvious, yes.
And I've never met a white Marcus. You're right. And you can instantly tell a black person's voice. I don't know what it is, but you can tell.
Yeah.
So that was weird. And you were right. He is sensitive. I don't get why. We don't know. But that was the reason he got all flummoxed.
Yeah, just freaked him out. He couldn't get back on track.
I'm really glad that there's some indictments coming. I hope there's going to be a lot more.
Oh, there are. We got two, and the two we got are good ones. Latitia and Comey. Those are the top two. If I could only indict two people, it'd be those two.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Comey's been leading the whole effort against Trump all these years.
Why? Why?
Because he's sick. The FBI is the secret government. They're the deep state. They're the leaders.
Wow, I don't know why I thought Obama was the one that was behind that.
You're not going to put no one's going to charge the first black president, okay?
I know.
First black president who's a Democrat has immunity from everything, except his wife's hate, because she's obviously, Michelle Obama's whole podcast is just to hate on Barack.
It is the most embarrassing thing I have ever seen in a first lady. But we knew what we were getting with her ridiculous.
Well, listen, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. All right, now I want to talk to you guys about Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton. I've been telling you for years now about his laser wave pain treatment and how he's rid me of pain 7 times, works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. But a couple things I don't highlight enough. Appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are always welcome even on Saturdays. Why is that? Well, because Dr. Appleton knows when you're in pain, you're hurting, you're suffering, you need help now, you need it right away. Not make some appointment and for a first-time patient and come back in 2 weeks. You can walk in today or tomorrow without an appointment and take advantage of the no-charge free consultation that Dr. Appleton offers. Talk to him about the laser away pain treatment. He'll explain to you what it is and how the robotic laser works and how it can help you. That's what I did first time I met him. Take advantage of that no-charge free consultation. That's the second thing I don't highlight enough. And then make your decision. My recommendation is have the laser treatment and say bye-bye to your pain like I've done 7 times. His number is 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710 and online, AppletonChiro.com. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain with Dr. Philip Appleton, AppletonChiro.com. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. Callers on hold, you stand by. It is Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. It's been announced the president is going to make an announcement today at 5 p.m. from the Oval Office. Oh, boy. So it sounds like a big White House address coming 5 p.m. this afternoon from the Oval Office. Our number is toll-free 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take our break for the top and be right back. All right. Let me get organized for the next hour. Okay, yes, I want to play that. Oh, yes, I got to play that. This is my favorite.
That withdrawal, but
I just forgot his. Oh, Trey Gowdy, yeah, Trey Gowdy. Let me. Eric, $5 super sticker. Thank you very much. Let me ask you guys, does Trey Gowdy look like he's like transitioning to you? I mean, he's just a weird looking dude. He's had that hair and he just looks strange to me. Let me see there. Yeah, I mean, doesn't he look strange, Trey Gowdy? He looks so weird to me. I don't like him. He hates Trump. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll get to the calls when we get back. I'm just getting my commercial copy together for the next hour. I can't find... Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, we'll be back shortly. I'll take the calls when we get on the air. We'll be back in just over a minute. Dan just gifted 5 memberships. Awesome. Thank you, Dan Duncan. Thank you very much for that. I just think Trey Gowdy, he was always hating on Trump during the campaign, and he just looks weird, doesn't he? He looks like he's transitioning to me. I'm not saying he is, but he looks like it. I'm not a Trey Gowdy fan, but I like the guy he's on there with, but I'm not a fan of his. We got about 35 seconds and we'll be back. I gotta get some more coffee. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Those of you watching on the live stream with the green behind me, if you go to my main stream, you can see all the images I show, hear the audio, watch the video on my main stream. The main stream is linked in the description of that video if you're watching with the green behind me. All right, the 7 o'clock hour has begun. I'm Brian Craig. It is Open MAGA Mike Friday on the Steve Kane Show. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's program, although we're celebrating the indictment of Latitia James. Big Tish facing prison. So let's go to the phones. Our number, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey,
Doug. You mentioned CNN. I don't know how CNN reported. I don't know how we're ever going to be able to still support Donald Trump. When that judge in South Carolina went against him, they say that he went out, snuck out of Washington or Florida, and went there and burnt the house down. These people are insane. I mean, they come up with this craziest thing I've ever heard.
They are crazy.
Nicole Wallace says that it was Trump supported it. Meanwhile, the fire department said it wasn't anybody putting it wasn't arson. It was just a coincidental fire.
I don't know. I think that the judge was walking on the beach while her husband was inside the house still when it burst into flames. I mean, I said that needs to be investigated. What are the odds of that? He jumped out of the window, broke some bones. He was trapped.
Whatever happened over there had nothing to do with President Trump or conservatives or MAGA. Nothing. But that's how desperate they are. They'll say any damn thing they can possibly think of. I don't know who comes up with these things, but let's blame whatever it is. Let's blame the Republicans and President Trump. Yeah. And if it sticks, it sticks. Terrible. Yeah. When Charlie Kirk passed away, I was getting this feeling.
When Charlie Kirk, you mean when Charlie Kirk was assassinated by that leftist?
Without a doubt, assassinated. I was thinking, maybe I should be everybody should be a little more like him, a little more understanding and patient with the left. But a few days after that, I totally went back to feeling the regular way. I think that the left, the liberals are so insane. You can't. Well, look, be nice
they got this. They got this guy that set the California on fire, set Malibu on fire. A leftist environmental lunatic. One of these green people. And it's hardly in the news. I don't even know his name. They haven't covered it. I could look it up in a second. But if that guy was MAGA, we'd know his name. It'd be all over the news. The news aren't even covering this. Man. He caused how many billions of dollars in damage? He killed 12. The liberals are dangerous. They're killing people all over the place.
Yeah, like I said, you can't. They're insane. You can't be nice to them. We have to be tough on them. Unfortunately, we like to be the nice guys, but we can't be nice to them. That's what I'm saying, man. Enough is enough. Every time James Comey gets treated nicely, Latitia James is being put into
shackles,
into court. No shackles. Nobody gets treated the way we get treated. No. So it's about time that we start doing the same thing to them,
Well,
and maybe they'll get the message.
Letitia's been indicted by the grand jury, but we haven't gotten the arraignment yet. So they could perp walk Latitia still, if they can find handcuffs and shackles big enough. Maybe Ringling Brothers can loan some to them. I don't know. All right, Doug, take care. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Chris from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Chris. How you doing?
Great. Good. Happy Friday. I'm glad you brought up the Latitia James deal because it really is funny. All of a sudden, she's constitutional, and all of a sudden, she's moral and has faith, and with all her nastiness and corruption,
Yeah.
And she even mentioned President Trump, the investigation and how she feels like he and his two sons were justified of being gone after, but she doesn't mention Biden and his son or anything like that. So come on, extremely biased. I believe it's like you said, she was promised a lot of things just to go after President Trump so he doesn't, take over the White House and make our country great again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just animals.
They are.
And, they use all these other things like the other caller said, revenge, things like that. Come on. God, the last thing they want.
Think about this. Of all of the crimes she could trump up on Trump, she charges him with the crimes she was committing. I mean, that's crazy.
Exactly. And that's throughout the corrupt leadership. You look at, I heard Schiff the other day. I mean, come on. Everything they mentioned, they quadrupled down on it. They're as guilty.
You know what it's like? It's like in the movies. In the movies, they like to show all the perverts and everything are Republicans. Or Christian ministers and things like this, that they're hypocrites. She's a hypocrite times infinity.
Big time. And I'm glad you mentioned that because what's that other thing they always talk about? You said how they go back to Epstein and something else.
J6 and Epstein. That's their lifeline, they think, is mention Epstein or January 6th. When they've lost.
And they're the biggest ones on rioting and violence. They're huge with that. And then sexual perversions, that's them in a nutshell. So with that, it's amazing.
The only thing I can say about Latitia that's nice is she's like 65. She doesn't look 65 to me.
Oh, is she already in her 60s? I think you're right.
She's in her 60s. She looks good for her age, but when she's in prison, she won't have the hair extensions and all that.
That's true, but yeah, what a joke, huh? So all of a sudden now they're...
Well, this is the thing about Latitia. When this was going on, I did not know about these mortgage fraud things when she was going after Trump, but I had not really heard of her too much. She's not famous. I mean, we heard of her when she was running, when she says, I'll sue him for you. But I did, on the air, I pulled up her Wikipedia. She does not come from a wealthy family. And she doesn't have a rich husband. I don't know. She might be gay. I don't know if she's gay or not, but she's not married at her age, right? And she's done her first job out of law school was working for legal aid. And since then, she's worked for the government her whole life. And she's worth many millions of dollars. And I was asking then, how did this woman who's worked for government her whole life without having a rich husband or a rich family, how is she a multimillionaire? Well, now we know. Mortgage fraud.
Absolutely. The good old money laundering there and insider. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crimes. All right, Chris, good to talk to you. Take care. Thanks for the call. All right. Great. We've had great calls today. Open Mega Mike Friday so far has been an incredible success. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. Go on. What's up? Joellen, you're on the air.
Yeah, to Chris, last week he talked about the people are talking about high grocery prices.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Being Trump haters, that is not. Maybe some people are like that, but not everybody. They were just stating a fact about the prices of groceries. I love Trump. I live and breathe Trump, Chris. So. Anyways, that was one thing.
Well, hold on, Joellen, don't lose your second point. Number one, Trump can't get the grocery stores to lower their prices.
I understand that, Brian. I know.
But what he did stop, but some prices have gone down. I stand by that. And he stopped the inflation.
You explained that last week. I understand that. I'm not saying. All I ask is don't talk about prices going down because it's not going down enough. They're not going to people. But if that's the case, just don't mention it at all. Okay. Inflation is going down.
What's your second
point? But anyways, I'm over that. The other thing is about all this revenge. These people think that we should just let these politicians and these people just go free, just because Trump is bringing them to their criminal life to light.
Yeah.
I mean, we just let them go. It's been a long time coming that these people are finally held accountable for whatever they're doing.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot more, and there are a lot more that need to be indicted.
They're saying the next two most likely are Bolton and Chris Wray. I read a story about Chris Wray facing indictment today. That'd be beautiful.
I would love Chris Wray. That guy, I mean, the way he talked in front of Congress was disgusting.
And I think out of all of them, he would be the biggest coward if he were arrested. He's the one most likely to break. He's a weakling.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Pam Bondi in front of, when she had to account for how she was handling everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, she did a great job. But, the way she responded is exactly the way those people always responded. In a more better way. But they didn't like the same treatment they used to give our people.
That's right.
Answer wise.
Yep. All right, Joellen, anyway, I got to run. But you made some good point. All right, you too. Take care. If you're on hold, stand by. This is a very important question, so listen carefully. Do you or someone you know suffer from neuropathy? Then you want to call Lighthouse Medical. Lighthouse Medical has a treatment for neuropathy. They have a treatment that works and a treatment that lasts. I know that for a fact because I've seen it with Steve Kane. Steve Kane had the worst neuropathy I've ever seen somebody have. Homebound and bedridden. He went to Lighthouse Medical for their neuropathy treatment. He saw relief the next day. They rid him of all of his neuropathy symptoms, and now over 3 years later, he doesn't have any of these neuropathy symptoms. They rid him of his neuropathy symptoms, and they have not returned. And it's been over 3 years now. Give them a call. They can help you no matter where you're located. And when I say no matter where you're located, no matter where you are in the United States of America, or even if you're in Canada, they can help you too, probably. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back. All right, stand by, guys. What do you want, Haku? What do you want? You want here? Haku? Haku? You want here? Okay, come on. Coca-Cola, you coming? Okay. Taking care of my cats. All right. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to take the calls when we get back. You know what? Actually, let's see. No, we've got time. I'll take a call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Kathy, and I'm calling from Coral Springs, Florida.
Hey, Kathy, what's up?
So I'm calling about Latitia James
and
her
yes.
indictment. I work in the mortgage industry, and I've worked in the mortgage industry for over 30 years, and I've been in the compliance department for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And so we review files to see if there's mortgage fraud, and what she has done is definitely mortgage fraud, and she can't have more than one primary residence, and if you claim it's a primary, instead of investment, you get a lower interest rate.
Yes.
You're charged less discount points, and you say you attest to the fact on numerous documentation at application and again at closing that it is your primary residence.
So when you uncover this fraud, do people get arrested? Is it common? What happens?
Well, so you do what's called a SAR, and then you get the FBI, police, whoever involved, and they do you go to jail if the documents have been signed and the file has been closed.
Wow.
You go to jail. And it isn't real common because typically the companies that are closing these loans, working with the borrower, like Latitia, they pull credit reports, and if they're in a current primary residence, it's a red flag. There's certain red flag we look for, and if you're a primary residence currently, you can't have more than one.
So she might have an accomplice in the banks, is what you're saying.
Yes, very,
and
very.
That's your
likely,
expert. That's your expert opinion. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. In Coral Springs, how do you listen to the program? Like, where do you listen? Radio, online? Where do you listen?
I do YouTube because I actually, I'm working out and stuff while I'm listening. So I do YouTube.
Oh, okay. One of the gyms in Coral Springs was recently on ID. They had a murder involving one of the gyms on Sample Road. I was watching on ID a couple weeks ago. Have you heard about that?
So we have a workout. Well, I haven't, but we have a workout room in our house.
Oh, okay.
Our bedrooms is a workout room.
All right. Look up that murder. Look up that gym murder in Coral Springs. It was a gym just west of University on the south side of Sample. They did a whole ID on it. All right, listen, I gotta run, but appreciate the call. Okay. You'll find it interesting. Okay. All right, take care. Because it's a pretty recent murder. Okay, we're coming back. If you're on hold, stand by. 10 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I was just talking to a woman who works in the mortgage business, and she gave me some information on how these things happen, and we picked up something involving Latitia James's charge. She said mortgage fraud like this that she's facing right now is extremely rare, especially in the days of computers, right? Because this is what happens. What she did in this particular one, and there's some other charges likely coming up, what Letitia's being accused of in this indictment is declaring a residence as her primary residence, which it was not. And when you declare a place as your primary residence, you get lower mortgage rates and fees and things. So you're saving a lot of money, but it's fraud. It's bank fraud. I consider it bank robbery. Why call it bank robbery? And what the listener who called me during the break, who works in the mortgage industry, said, she says it's very rare because the banks do credit checks, and if you have a primary residence already, it'll come up in the credit report. So I had asked her, I said to her, it sounds like she has an insider working with her in the bank. And she said, yes. So with that, So with so many mortgages, with fraud, I'm not a lawyer. If there's any lawyers out there, would this be a RICO case? I don't know. This is an ongoing, would this be, if she had an insider at the bank, would that be an ongoing criminal conspiracy in a RICO case? If there's any attorneys out there that have an expertise, I'd like to know. All right, it is open phones on Friday, open MAGA Mike Friday. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Brent.
Brent, you sure about that?
I'm calling from...
Yeah, it took you.
My name is Brent.
Okay, Brent. What's up, Brent?
Yeah, I was cutting down my TV.
Okay.
I'm from Texas.
Hey, Texas. What's up?
Yeah, I'm calling about this thing about what y'all talking about. What, Latitia James?
Yes, Big Tish to her friends.
And Trump it seems like to me, is weaponizing his Justice Department against Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that y'all claim that Joe Biden was doing, but had no evidence of Joe Biden ever on TV talking about he's going to prosecute his.
Well, there's a difference between
Joe Biden never ever said anything about it.
Well, Biden is
Joe Biden was weaponizing it.
Well, I don't know about that, but this is what I know. There's a difference.
Hold
on a second. You're calling from Texas. You're calling from Texas. Can we get some? Excuse me. You're calling from Texas. Can we get some Southern hospitality? Are you there? Okay, we lost him. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I said my name is Brent.
Okay, Brent. Okay, now you calm down. This is what I was saying to you, okay? There's a difference between the indictment against Latitia James and the charges against Trump on the mortgage fraud, okay? And do you know what the difference is? There's a big difference between the charges against Latitia James and the charges.
What is that big difference?
The difference is
Trump wanting his prosecutors.
Okay, I'm going to answer your question.
James.
You said, what is the big difference? Here's the difference. No, here's the difference. Latitia James actually did it.
No, she didn't.
She did.
No.
She declared another residence in another state as her primary residence.
When that prosecutor goes to that grand jury, she can say whatever she wants to that grand jury, and Latitia James cannot defend herself. It's like indicting a ham sandwich. They can indict a ham sandwich. That means they can go in there and say whatever they want. Just because they got an indictment on her, don't mean she's guilty. It's just that the prosecutor convinced her.
That's true. But, you know, they have documents. Brett, hold on a second. Brett,
make up all crimes.
Hold on, Brett. They have documents of her. They have documents of her getting a mortgage with her father, claiming that he's her husband.
Yeah, we're going to see when they go to court. We'll see when they go to court.
Yes, we are.
I'm just saying that document with that could have been made up
but you know
by
what?
The prosecutor.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
But we have evidence. We actually have evidence against Donald Trump.
Nope, there's no evidence.
All this stuff he was charged for.
There's no evidence.
There was a lot
all
of
manufactured.
Evidence.
All manufactured.
I mean, it was huh?
No, you don't have evidence against Trump.
Yeah, it was a lot of evidence. He was
you know what you remind me of? You know, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. This is, you know, this caller. Brett, stop talking. Stop talking or I'm going to end the call. All right, you're on hold. You're on hold. You know what Brett reminds me of? I just had a flashback. This is what it was like during the OJ trial, right? Black callers would call in and defend OJ even though he did it. Right? He's defending her even though she did it, and that's all there is to it. I mean, there's nothing that comes out. Brett, take care. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, my name is William Washington. I'm calling from Tennessee, and I want to talk about your hat.
Okay.
My last name is Washington, and my family designed the peaceful balance of or transfer of power, right? 2 terms. Washington did 2 terms, and then he stepped down.
Well,
your hat is asking. No. Wait, you hold. Your hat is asking for my family. My family to step down and do I'm supposed to just sit here and do nothing while you ask for the George Washington history to be erased. Is that what it is?
Well, I'm sure there's not a day that goes by that you don't tell someone you're a descendant of George Washington. But
there's plenty of days that go by. I don't need you to be rude. I just need you to talk about American history.
I am. And George Washington did not have term limits. He just didn't run for a 3rd time. We did not have term limits.
Right, on purpose.
Excuse me.
On purpose.
We did not have. It doesn't matter. He made a choice. We did not.
It matters all day. That's American history. That's the whole core of us. That's who we are.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We did not have term limits for president until the 1950s, and Roosevelt was elected to 4 terms.
Okay, but that still steps on the peaceful transfer of power.
What do you mean? There's no unpeaceful transfer of power. If he runs and we elect him, that's peaceful. If he runs and we elect him, that's it. I don't need to hear 3 different ways from Sunday that you're a George Washington descendant. Oh my goodness. So what? There's a lot of them. All right? Gee whiz. Do you think there's a day that goes by that he doesn't tell people that he's a descendant of George Washington? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee.
Why is it every time you talk to a black person, you have to bring that point out? You are a racist, man.
What did I bring out? What are you talking about?
That brother you were just talking to. And you tried to bring up something. He's bringing out the fact that Trump has got 34 indictments. The man is guilty as sin.
Well, and you want to bring and Big Tish just got one yesterday, with more to come.
Say her name right, Brienne. Say her name right.
Big Tish.
No, that's not her name. She's got a name, Brienne.
I hear people calling her Tish all the time on CNN and MSNBC. Tish James. They call her Tish James.
That's not up to you. That's not up to you. Especially you.
And she's big.
You racist. You racist pig. People need to deal with you, boy.
Really? Is that a threat?
Yeah, they do. They do.
You know, threats are felonies, you know. You sure that's a threat?
Oh, should I give you a towel? Do you need a tissue?
You sure that's a threat?
You want to talk about carrying?
Should I be worried? Should I be worried? You should really think about. You should think about what you say before you open up your mouth.
You should too, boy.
Ah.
With your gator bait T-shirt. What? You want to threaten me, boy? You want to threaten me?
No, I'm not threatening you.
Oh no.
I'm not threatening you. You're threatening me.
No, you're threatening me.
Well, I'm going to end the call before you say something else you'll regret. Oh, my goodness. What a crazy job this is. We'll be right back. Wow. What a crazy job this is. If you're on hold, stand by. Hey, Barry, hold on. We've got about, let me check the time. We got about 1 minute. I'm going to put you on hold. Be right with you. Stand by. All right, we are back, and on this Friday, it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm doing well. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, today I wanted to talk about just some of the community involvement that we've had over the years at the Siegel Law Group. I mean, starting with the fact that even my father, from the time I was a kid, I had been going to his Rotary meetings, and I've been a Rotarian probably, since like 2000, and I've served as president of my club in the past. And one of the things that we support the Alzheimer's Association. We're trustees of the Boca Chamber. But one of the things from yesterday that made me decide to talk about this today is we also strongly support the Humane Society of Broward County, and we were one of the sponsors for their Paws event yesterday. It was a beautiful luncheon over at Neiman Marcus in Boca Raton.
Oh yeah,
and I was one of maybe 2 or 3 men in the room, having a wonderful lunch with probably well over 100 beautiful women there. So it's one of those jobs. Somebody has to do it, and I had to do it. So,
yes.
But
and,
anyway,
and not only that,
yeah.
they're women, and they're rich women too.
Yeah, and of course, yes. they had some beautiful dogs and cats there that were there available for rescue, and it's just a great event, raising money for a great cause, and of course we greatly support it. And of course, we do the pet trusts, and we help a lot of our clients. Typically, they're more on the more elderly side, who may have concerns about what happens to their beloved dog or cat if they if the dog or cat outlives them. What are they going to do? Who's going to take care of it? What funds are going to be used to take care of that beautiful animal? So that's really what a pet trust is going to do, and that's something that we can offer. So if that's something that's a concern, we can certainly help with that and add that to your revocable living trust to make sure that your loved one, your furry loved one, is well taken care of even after you're gone.
That's an important thing. All of my pets are rescue animals, and dogs, cats, I've gotten them from the Humane Society forever and a day. And in Boca, you'll find beautiful animals at the shelter because grandma, grandpa passed, grandkids, kids come to town. They want the condo, they want the house, they want the thing, but they don't want the dog, or the cat. And it's really sad. It's really sad. And a lot of times the pets are elderly, and so is the pet trust a common thing? Do people do that?
It's pretty common. It's like I said, it's something that people think about more if they're older.
Yeah.
And there's a chance that the pet is likely going to outlive them.
Yeah.
Then they certainly want to make sure that there's arrangements. You want to figure out how much money is going to be needed. How old is the pet now? What's the life expectancy? What are they going to need financially for food and other supplies and veterinary bills?
Can people set it up not just to take care of the pet, but like, okay, you inherit this because you're taking on my pets?
Yeah,
it's a condition.
they could also leave some money for the person who's doing that as well.
Yeah.
And then let's say if there's money left over in that fund for the pet trust that was unused, then the person creating the pet trust can allocate that and say, hey, if any money left over goes back to the residue, meaning goes back to, let's say, the kids, or it could go to the caregiver themselves, whatever you want.
That's a great idea, guys. And it's probably something people don't think. It's always on my mind because I'm a pet lover, So listen, give the Siegel Law Group a call. And remember, if you mention you heard Barry Siegel here on the program, you get a free in-office consultation. The number is 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And his website is SiegelLawGroup.com. SIEGEL. S-I-E-G-E-L. SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Take care. Take care of your pets, guys. Take care of your pets. All right, let's take care of some calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Patty from New Jersey. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Tish James, Big Tish, was indicted. So we got Comey.
Oh, I know.
We got Latitia.
I know.
All the lawfare conspirators are being arrested. I love it.
Let the dominoes fall. But what I wanted to say to Brent this morning is that there's a big difference between what's going on with Latitia and what happened with Trump. Trump was a weaponized government. Brent, I want to tell you, go look up the name Sam Avatar, I think it is. He is the gentleman. He's a private citizen who decided to go and start pulling records that are public knowledge, and he's the one who found the fraud, and he's the one who brought it to everyone's attention. And our government is doing its due diligence by investigating it and bringing these charges.
Well, and I'll tell you,
Trump
it is.
Went into office.
This is not just a punchline. This is a fascinating thing, and this will probably be used in evidence against her. The crimes that she made up about President Trump are the exact crimes that she's done. And
exactly.
That's crazy. And I got a call from a woman who works in the mortgage industry for banks.
I heard it.
And she said, well, for those that didn't, she said that the banks catch this type of thing before it happens. She thinks that she would have to have a bank insider conspiring with her. So I'm looking for a lawyer. Is this a criminal conspiracy? Would this be a RICO case, possibly?
Yeah, I don't know because I'm not a lawyer, but and the other thing is, Brian, is that for far too long, everybody, both Democrats and Republicans, covered for each other. Then all of a sudden, the Democrats turned dirty, and they said, you know what, we're going to start nailing all the Republicans. Well, now they've nailed all the Republicans and pulled out all their dirty laundry, exposed people, and now the Republicans are like, all right, you want to play like this? Now we're going to play the game, and we're going to do things by the book, and everybody's going to be held accountable. And that's what this country needed. We needed a wake up where nobody. It's just the same thing back in the day. A police officer would pull over another police officer or a police officer's family for DWI, and they'd get them a ride home. Well, now that we have the body camera to hold them accountable anymore, you go online, you can find a million things where people's families, the cops themselves are being busted, and they say right on there, look, man, I'm sorry, everything's on recording, there's nothing I can do.
You're exactly right. And, they can call it revenge all they want, but this is justice. These are real, and I was talking to Carl earlier.
Justice.
If I could only get 2 indictments, it would have been these 2, if I could only get 2. Comey, because he's been running the whole thing. He's been running the whole thing, Comey. And you know what has always burned me about Latitia is not just her criminal behavior, her condescending arrogance about it, right? The way she speaks.
Arrogant.
And then when she sat there in the courtroom and stared him down like she's Rosa Parks or something, the arrogance and the condescending tone of hers, just I can't stand her.
Yep. And the fact that she campaigned on it and everything else, well, you know what? Now her little water balloon has burst in her own face. And I really want to see Fannie Willis go down.
Oh, yes.
She's another one who's as crooked as the day is long.
Yep.
And, you know, I think we haven't seen the end of this. I think there's going to be a whole list of them. Adam Schiff is another one that needs to go down.
Yep.
You know, there's a few more on my list that have to be held accountable.
Yep.
And you know, the only way we're going to stop this, you know, and I always say that, you know what, if they brought back capital punishment everywhere and they didn't make it a 20-year process, you would see crime drop.
All right, you sure would. All right, I'm going to move on, but I appreciate the call. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Pete from Oakland Park.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Yeah, I'm glad to see Latitia was indicted and Comey indicted. I'm all for them, you know, standing before the justice to answer for their crimes.
Indeed.
And Renee, man, every time that guy calls in, you can just hear the racial hatred in him. It's so evident.
He's lucky I'm a nice guy. I mean, he calls in and he was angry and he threatens me, and then he realized what he said. You know, he's lucky I'm a nice guy. I'm nicer than he is.
Yeah, you are, Brad. But I wanted to say something. You guys were talking yesterday, and I was going to call, and I said, no, it's not Friday. So, you know, but the Seminoles Nation.
Yes, the Indians.
The guy, one of the guys that actually, you know, founded the Hard Rock Cafe, one of them, his name was Isaac Taggart.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew him in Nashville. And I was a remodeler for like 46 years. And he asked me to come out and remodel a log cabin that he had behind his log home up in the hills there in Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And because for his daughter, and she was 16 years old. I think she drove a Cadillac Escalade, 16 years old, and she's a very spoiled young lady and everything. But anyway, he couldn't get along with her in the house, so he wanted me to help remodel this cabin so that she'd have a place to live up there. And he had cameras on her so he could watch out for her and everything. And Isaac, her mother was Maureen Starkey, who was Ringo Starr's first wife.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, she one of the sons of Ringo and Maureen. He was a drummer with some place, and so she would fly like, you know, she was just. But anyway, Isaac, he told me that when he was from Jackson, Tennessee, and he was getting in trouble in high school, and his father was working in London, England, and his mother called his father and said, "Hey, you got to do something with this child, you know, man." So the father said, "Send him over here." So he went to England, and he became a doughboy making bread, you know.
So,
but anyway,
where are we? Where are we? I'm late. I got to take a break. So what are we getting to?
Yeah, I know. I did. That was one reason I hesitated on calling, because it's, you know, it's a pretty cool story. But
yeah, it sounds pretty cool.
It takes time.
We're out of time though.
Okay, well, maybe I'll tell you sometime off the air.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right, take care. Take care. Go on our cruise. You'll have me for a whole week. All right. We'll be right back. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. We'll be back shortly. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to go back to the phones after the break. All right. Mount Washington, enough of the... Can you not spam? If you don't mind. Okay, we've got about 35 seconds. We'll be back. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. To the phones we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. This is Dean from Mega Martin County.
Hey, Dean. What's up?
Hey, so happy to see James indicted. Oh my gosh, that was the best thing last night. I really wanted to see Comey and shackles, at least handcuffs, but shackles and everything would have been awesome.
Agreed.
Because what they've done to the Republicans, they put him in shackles.
But you know what, though? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you. I agree with you. I wanted to see a perp walk, too, and there's nothing like a good perp walk. However, if this is the strategy, it's a smart one because it doesn't give them something to go with. Like the Comey thing's disappeared out of the news. It doesn't mean the case isn't. And before you know it, they're going to have 10 indictments. So maybe from President Trump, he's very aware of how to handle media and publicity. Yeah. And so are his people. So maybe it was a smart move not to do that for,
Well, would have been cool, though, either that or, get him up at 3 a.m. with the SWAT team and,
like Roger Stone.
When they're sound asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to rattle their cage in the at all hours and just shake them up. That would have been awesome.
Yes. That'd be great.
But, maybe they could do that with Adam Schiff.
Maybe, as long as they're all arrested and charged and on trial and people go to jail, I'll be happy.
I want Adam. Yeah, this is coming down, and I just love it. This is the best thing for the weekend to think about. Schiff is next.
Yep, that's right.
Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis is going down too. She's in trouble.
I just got a text. Got a text message from Al Knight. He's our weekend guy here on True Oldies. He told me that Latitia James could use Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I think she could. She could. Yeah. All right. Hey, if you're listening, Big Tish, we'll call you Little Tish when you're done. You could take advantage and schedule your no-charge consultation at Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And Coastal Weight Loss Secret, my results are typical. It's so amazing. I've lost so many inches on my waist. I didn't anticipate that because I'd never been on any type of weight loss program before, right? I never really, I I'm not going to eat something for a week or two or something, but I've never been like on a system like Coastal Weight Loss Secret ever. Nothing organized. And of course, there's a doctor there, Dr. Zuckerman. And I didn't think to measure my waist, but all I know is I'm wearing my old belt now, and I've added 3 holes to it. It's still too big, and it's starting to go around my waist again. And I don't know how many inches I was at before, but I've lost many, many inches off of my waist. My stomach is flat, and you could do the same thing without starving yourself. I had no exercise, without any prescription drugs or any injections. Here's the number. Set up your free consultation. And if anybody has Latitia James's ear, let her know about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. She can schedule her free consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Bill from Sanford.
Hey, Bill.
Great show today, except for some weirdos calling in. Jeez,
Yes.
Oh, my God. Jeez, why don't they know they just can't keep talking?
About nothing?
You're not going to put up with that?
Yes.
But that's not what I'm calling. But you do a good job. You got so much patience. God bless you.
Not really. I know it seems like I have patience. You should see me off the air. I don't have a lot of patience. Talk to my wife. She'll tell you about my patience.
But I'm calling because I've worked in the land title business for over 25 years. I did real estate commitments for insuring titles. And
the line just, he hung up on himself. He can call back. Sounds like he was getting to something good. You're on the air. What's your name? He disconnected himself. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing, Brian? How you doing? It's Red again from yesterday. Brian, take it easy. Take it easy. You're doing a fantastic job. And during this week, America is so blessed. Our President Trump is so blessed. The United States of America is coming up. All of these little people here, troublemakers in our government.
Yeah.
They're getting what they asked for.
Yeah.
They're getting what they asked for. Latitia, the attorney, what's that attorney was that the special attorney that
well, she's an attorney general. She's
Atlanta.
Fannie Willis.
Fannie Willis and her boss, they're all getting it. They're all getting it. And you know something? They're not one a marker, or they'll just hate you. You're doing a fantastic job. America's doing fine. All this liberalism and Democrat and all of this and all this racist stuff. Let's be real. They wouldn't even know what time the sun came up yesterday or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just blinded by everything. And we have to say we live in a terrific country.
We sure do.
And God bless Israel. God bless Israel. And what they said, never again, that's right. Never again.
Mm-hmm. All right, take care. All right, great call. I appreciate it. Nice call. He was getting ready to compliment me again as I was hanging up. If I knew he was going to compliment me again, I would have not been so quick on the trigger. Well, let me answer all these lines. They're ringing off the hook. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian, this is Bill from
Yeah,
Sanford.
Bill, I saw you disconnected yourself. You were saying you're in the title business, and your line went dead.
Yeah, and we had a closer that had good contacts with an investor and did a lot of business, maybe 1, 2 a month, 3 a month, I don't know. And he kept buying property and renting it out. And on one instant, he listed a property as that he's going to live in and be his homestead. Well, the closer knew that not to be true. So they fired. I mean, they arrested the investor, and the title company fired her because she was a part of defrauding a financial institution by knowingly.
And I'll tell you, when you declare a residence as your primary, as your homestead, and it's not, not every state has homestead exemptions, but years ago, my wife and I were thinking about buying a rental property. And without the homestead exemption, it's not just the mortgage is more, the taxes are more too. There's when you're claiming as a primary residence a home that is not, when you have a primary residence somewhere, there's so much financial fraud. The way I describe this is it's white collar bank robbery, what she was doing, because you're stealing money from the bank.
Well, yeah. Another thing, when you say you have a homestead and it's not your homestead, I thought the penalties are treble. In other words, if you're supposed to be, if you've got a $500 savings, and they find out about it, you pay $1,500.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got to run for the top of the hour, but thank you for the information. You gave some good information. All right, we'll take our break for the top. If you're on hold, stand by. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. Our number on this Open Mega Mic Friday, of course, is 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. 2 hours down, 1 to go. We'll be back with the final hour right after this. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute. Hold on. Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on. We got 30 seconds.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Oh, man. All right, the third hour has begun. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig, and we have Steve Kane with us. Hey, Steve. Boy, what a day.
Good morning.
Oh, man. There's a couple things. We're celebrating, of course, the indictment of Big Tish, Latitia James.
Yes.
But it was announced this morning, a couple things. The president is going to address the nation at 5 o'clock this afternoon from the Oval Office.
What do you think that's about?
Well, I would imagine it's got to be maybe over the peace thing, because there were some stories that he's going to travel to Egypt and Israel over the weekend. for the signings and everything. So I'm assuming it has something to do with the 8th war that he ended. Would be my guess.
You don't think they went through my post from top to bottom today? Nothing on the new budget deal.
No, that's still, the government's still shut down.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable what's going on.
Yeah. Do you want to take
that has to be the next. Yeah, sure.
All right, let's take some calls. The phones are ringing off the hook. It is open phones on Friday, Open MAGA Mike Friday, but try to make it interesting. It's been a pretty good open phone day with a couple of not so good. All right, I'll just say it that way. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brother Brian, good morning. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
I can hear you.
You know what?
Good.
You know what, Matt? You know what, Brian? You try to save us sometimes from long, boring calls like the guy with the lanes in Rhode Island.
Yes.
But sometimes you torture us as well with calls like Renee. Renee's been doing the same thing for so many years. The redundancy is so ridiculous. If he ever talks about your daughter, brings up your name being Brienne, or talk about your races, you just need to move on to the next call until he learns how to behave.
The reason he calls me, listen, the reason he calls me Brienne is if he can think of me in a feminine way, it makes his sexual fantasies about me not seem gay. That's why he does
disgusting.
that. Well, hey, listen, that's life. That's public life.
Anyway, with Tish, look, anyone listening to my voice can convict Big Tish because no one took her hand like she has a second personality, which the signatures would be different. No one reached over her and took her hand and make her sign up to 200 documents from different agencies doing what she did. What does that have to do with Trump? And what does that stupid lady who is only a mouthpiece, like a model from MSNBC saying everybody does it? That's basically what she said.
She did
Did she do it? She needs to be investigated.
The CNN anchor,
so everybody does it. Oh, why are you going after Big Tish? Well, maybe she should have kept her big face out of the spotlight, and maybe she wouldn't have been in hot water with all that babbling that she does. She's going to get what she deserves because no one forced her to sign all those documents. We have it in black and white. It isn't hearsay. It isn't conjecture. Nobody made it up. Like, did Trump sign any papers when they say he has 24 convictions for this or that? Where's Trump's signature? Nowhere. They made it up. So there's the contrast. She signed all those documents, said what she said. You either have two properties, both either rentals, or one is a homestead and one is a rental, or both is investment. You can't have it both ways. Okay?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And and don't assume this is the only indictment on mortgage fraud. I'm expecting others, maybe in different jurisdictions, including there were two. They said there were two where she said that her father was her husband on a mortgage.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Democrats! Have you ever walked in with a family member and saying they was a spouse? Have you ever done such a thing?
Never.
So there's your intention. You convicted. You hung yourself. Yeah. She's got to get at least 30 to 50 years, and that would be.
On a different issue, let me ask you, because you're one of our more knowledgeable callers. I'm searching up and down inside the New York Post trying to find a word about the new budget, and there's not an article in here. Well, how's that going to play out today? I think who's going to break?
Are you talking about?
The Dems,
are you talking about the shutdown and are you talking about the $1 trillion that the Dems want?
Yes.
For illegals.
Getting the budget deal signed.
That's not going anywhere because the Dems won't come over and give us the votes we need. If we are
it's got to break, but it's got to break somewhere. It has to resolve itself one way or the other.
Uncle Steve, it doesn't matter right now because Trump has money flowing from so many different avenues. We're not going to play the old school book of if the economy is shut down. Oh well, I should say the government, not the economy. That's old school. We have so much money from all the new things that is being done outside of the box of the old Democrat playbook. That you're talking about old potatoes and potatoes right now. 20 years.
It's just my lack of understanding is as basic as it gets. Well, what? I mean, do we have a budget or don't we?
No. No.
We don't have a great. The CR is not in effect. Go ahead.
Well, there has to be an agreement at some point, doesn't there?
But we still have time. The government hasn't been shut down that long. We can still pay our people. Let's let the Democrat.
You know what Trump's been doing. And by the way, he said By the way, IB, thanks for the call. He said, "Don't worry about. We're going to pay the military." But he's He's going to use this. That he's already using the tariff money to pay for some of these things around the Democrats. All the tariff profits, which is good because it highlights how much money they've made on tariffs. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Chris from Texas.
Yes.
I'm actually. We got so much crazy good news. I also wanted to say that Dominion voting machines has been bought out and shut down, and they announced that it's no longer no more.
I saw that. Some company that has Liberty in their name bought them. I saw that this morning.
Yes, it's crazy. That is huge news, and media is not even covering it, and it's because Latitia Janice is covering over it, and that's huge too. So the whole thing.
Well, listen, hold on a second here. Hold on. We don't know anything about this company other than they have Liberty in their title. And anytime, I'm always suspicious when somebody has liberty or freedom or patriot in their name. I always want to look a little closer. It always sets off sirens to me. Don't just assume because they have a good American name. You know what I mean? It's like I remember ValueJet crashed in Miami, and I had to fly to Atlanta. I got a cheap flight. On this airline. I can't remember what the name of the airline was. Gosh darn it! But it was they changed the name of the airline. The one that crashed in the Everglades. They changed the name of the airline from ValueJet to something else. I didn't know I was flying on the one that crashed. So don't get excited until we know who the company is. What I'm saying.
Completely. I appreciate it, Brian, and God bless you guys.
Yeah. All right. Take care. It's like the Patriot Act. They call the Patriot Act, and look what they did. They're spying on Trump with it and everything. All right. Let's take some more calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air.
Hello.
You're on the air.
Turn down the volume of whatever device you're listening to us on. Turn down the volume.
All right.
Turn down the volume.
Hold on here. I got you on speaker. I was waiting on hold for a while.
Okay. Well, you're not on hold now. You're on the air.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right. My name is Terrence. I'm calling from Cleveland.
All right. Sorry about that. You still got to turn the volume down in the background, Cleveland.
Turn your radio off, sir.
Whatever you're listening to us on, computer, TV, whatever you're listening to on, turn the volume down. There's a delay.
I'm not on speaker anymore. Can you still hear yourself?
Yeah. Not now. Okay, go ahead. We'll
crazy.
try. Well, I've got good ears.
Okay. All right. So, I was listening to the show there while I was on break, so that's why the audio.
All right. So,
crazy.
why'd you call? What's on your mind?
Just the callers calling into your show, most importantly. I mean, I see you carved out a nice little corner for yourself there. I guess you've been on the air out in Florida for a while. This is my first time ever catching wind of you or your show. So,
welcome.
I'm just flabbergasted, man. I mean, I can't believe the stuff that I'm hearing, to be honest.
Well, pick what has you most out. Pick the most shocking thing you've heard on the program this morning, and let's talk about that.
Well, that would be something that you said not too long ago there, where you said, I guess Trump was pulling money from the tariffs to pay for things.
Yes.
Which is just not true.
Yeah, no, he said it. They were using tariff money to pay for the WIC that pays for the baby formula and stuff for low-income mothers. Yeah, they're using the tariff money for that. J.D. Vance mentioned that. Yeah. The vice president talked about that at the cabinet meeting.
That's just not true. I mean, our government is literally not
hold on a second.
Right
You mean to tell me that some guy that can't even use a proper phone in Cleveland knows more than the vice president of the United States about this? J.D. Vance?
What I'm saying is our government is not working right now because that is not true. If that were true, we would have a functioning government right now. But because they lie and the actual things that are in the documents are saying something different than what they're saying out of their mouth, is why our government is shut down.
What have you not gotten from the government since the government shut down? You say we don't have a functioning government. The government just brokered a peace deal in the Middle East. What are you talking about? It's not functioning.
Well, I don't know anything about any wars that he said he's ended a lot of wars. I don't know any actual wars that he's ended.
Israel and Hamas in Gaza, the Israeli-Gaza war. He just ended it. They've agreed to peace.
Did you miss that yesterday, sir? It was in the news.
Yeah.
Are you aware of that, sir?
Or whatever. I guess the people are walking around or whatever. I mean, I'm not too sure how all that's going to play out because they've had
call back when you get sure. Get off the phone.
You know, I can.
Gee, my God, this show is stuck in the mud here.
I can say this because I'm from Ohio. Every joke ever made about Cleveland is well deserved. You can see what you get in Cleveland. You know what I mean? All right. Let me talk about the Sloman Shield link. This is like the coolest thing ever, okay? The Sloman Shield link is an all-in-one ecosystem that integrates all the smart devices in your house with your Sloman's Shield. It takes your everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects all your devices to react the way you want them to. Imagine this. You come home at night, your lights are on, your music's on, your computer's on, your TV's on, or the Steve Kane Show's on as you walk into your house. The Sloman Shield link can act on almost any scenario, create scenes based on what you want to happen. Maybe you want your thermostat to turn down when you turn your alarm on and you're leaving the house. It can do that and much, much more. Sloman's includes installation for all your devices, plus they offer 24/7 support. So if you need to troubleshoot something or you want to add programming and it's 2:30 in the morning, any night of the week, they'll always be there for you. Give them a call right now. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. We'll be right back. All right, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute, Steve. Hold on. All right, Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I don't want to get into the specifics, but I talked to Lori. We got to meet up for something, so you can ask her about it later. But I can't do it today. Okay? Steve? No, I lost Steve. Hold on. Steve, you there? Oh, of course. Unbelievable. Okay, there? Okay, hold on. We're still in break. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, you there, Steve?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got 10 seconds. All right, we're back. Steve Kane's here. I'm Brian Craig. There's one opening on the board, and this has just been the week of winning, right? Comey indicted, Trump ended a war, Latitia James indicted. I mean, this is just, all this winning is just, it's exhausting, right? And it's.
Well, he said we'd get tired of winning. I'm not tired. I don't know about you.
No, I'm not tired of it, but I don't know how he does it. I mean, he's like, a lot older than me, and I can barely keep up just watching him. You know what I mean? Not actually doing it.
And he's only just hitting his stride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not.
Next, he's going to clean out all the major cities of crime. That's his next project.
Absolutely.
Which will probably take him for the rest of his term.
It's about time. It really is. All right, let's take some calls. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? This is Pete, the tow truck driver.
All right.
Calling from West Palm.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing much. Couple quick things. First of all, the station here in West Palm, the first 25 minutes, it plays an old episode from about a year ago.
No, there was an issue at the top of the show today at 6. That's all.
Okay, I've had that happen a couple times.
Yeah, I know. It was just an issue. It's okay. No sabotage or anything. I understand. People wonder. But you know what? When there's a technical issue, please let us know, because I have a friend that's on the air in Orlando, and he's like, why do you let these callers on? And I always tell him the same thing. Does anybody ever call you when your station goes off the air? He says no. I said, well, there you go. So I love it that you guys care enough to notice and call us. So if you ever hear a technical issue with the signal or the station, always call. It makes us, it lets us know you're out there and care.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, one of the reasons I called today is I emailed you guys about a week ago. I haven't heard back, but
sorry, you got us now. What'd you email us?
About 2 topics that I like to hear about, because I don't have the chance to call in too much because I'm on shift.
Pick the best one. Pick the best of the two. Pick the best of the two.
Yeah, the main topic is when I was researching Zohan to win the mayoral race in New York, I came across Trump's betting line, and it had, will Trump finish out his term? And it was even money either way, which I found to be very strange.
Mm. Well, I don't know about that, but I know I don't have the story in front of me. You may have this, Steve. There's a new poll out in New York, and Governor Cuomo is gaining on Zohan, and he's gaining a lot. He's still behind, but he's like 12 points behind as opposed to like 40, 35 points behind, which he was behind in the last poll. So there's been big movements.
Yeah.
We're getting the first polls in the post-Adams race. Okay, and Governor Cuomo is a scum bucket, but I'd rather have him than this Islamic lunatic.
As far as Trump's not finished his term, we got 3 different options here: impeachment, health issue, or
you're back to Trump. Trump's going to finish his term. Don't you worry.
It's even money. Would you put your money on it?
I don't really pay attention to the bookies. What was your other issue? Maybe that one's more interesting.
Oh, the other issue, well, I find this a very interesting issue.
You.
I'm going to follow the money the whole time. Yeah. The other issue is nobody ever talks about the North Korea's helping Russia in the Ukraine war.
Yeah, they are. In fact, a lot of the soldiers that are fighting for Russia are North Korean soldiers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to know more about this, and I'm wondering why wouldn't the CIA try to go ahead and pin against each other?
That's typical. A lot of people don't know this. Do you know in the Normandy invasion, there were Korean troops fighting against our guys in Normandy in World War II? I don't know. Korea is a go-to place for soldiers for some reason. I guess they're expendable to them.
couldn't we pin each of the countries against each other, find a way, and
start a third world war? Yeah, that sounds like a
division?
great idea. Hey, how much does it cost for you to tow someone's car now? Like, how much do you charge to hook up?
95.
Oh my goodness, that's why I have AAA for one reason and one reason only. You guys charge a fortune to tow. You charge a fortune.
Yeah, but I bet you when you called AAA, you were waiting a few hours.
Nope, they get here quick. I even have the motorcycle coverage for my Vespa if I need to get it towed. No, they get, I would say like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Yeah, it used to, when I was younger, before the internet, it would take like 2.5 hours. But these days, you don't get AAA calls? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, AAA is good. You have AAA, Steve.
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness, I have it. My daughter has it, and everybody. That's a great thing. They should be a sponsor. That's like the best. I could do more endorsements for that than you believe. All right. What time? Oh, we got time for some more calls. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Rick in Miami. How you doing, Brian?
All right, Miami. What's up?
Not so much. I'm a big Trumper. I'm a Republican. I don't know. I want your opinion, Brian. I'm a little bit weirded out, even though I think they deserve it. I think it's petty for him to go after these guys. I mean, he should forget about these guys.
First off, you said something that MAGA people never say.
What's that?
You called yourself a Trumper. Trumper's derogatory.
Yeah.
Trumper's derogatory.
What do you mean?
That's what liberals call us.
Oh, well, I don't know.
And there's two tells with you. You'll deny all this, but I'm up against a break, or I'd go slower and walk you down the garden path of embarrassment. But I'm up against a break, so I gotta just be obvious, But there's two tells from you that you're not a Trump supporter. The first one is you use a derogatory term describing MAGA people, Trumpers, and then another thing you did, which is quite common. Oh, I'm a Trumper, I'm a Trump supporter, but he's doing this thing that I don't like. That's another tell.
Well, I don't have to agree with everything he does, do I?
I haven't heard you agree with anything that he does, and you got two tells that it makes you sound like a Democrat.
I love Trump.
Then why are you using derogatory terms to describe MAGA people? Why are you calling him petty? Latitia James was trying to put him in prison for crimes that she was committing. How is that petty?
I understand.
Think about this. You're saying, hold on, and you've got the liberal talking point, third tell that you're a Democrat. You're using this petty crap. Listen, they tried to put him in prison on one charge on what she's doing, and they shot him, and you're calling him petty? What would you do if some big fatso was trying to put you in prison, and then when they weren't successful, shot you? Would it be petty to have the justice system look into them?
Well, caller, it seems you struck a nerve, caller.
Is that petty?
I guess. You know what, Brian? I never thought about that.
Okay, you never thought about it. All right, take care. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, Trumper. All right.
It's called the strategic retreat.
Yeah, exactly. It's called You Got Me. You got me. Call Joyce Kalpin. She wouldn't figure any of that out. She's so she talked to you for a whole hour as if you're a MAGA guy. You know how Rush used to say the Democrats have that old playbook, the seminar callers? Remember when this was 21 years ago when Air America Radio, the liberal network, went on the air? And I predicted this before they went on the air, and it was true when it went on. Every caller was a guy. He sounded gay usually. This was when Bush was running for re-election against John Kerry. And Rachel Maddow, Al Franken, Randy Rhoads. I've been a Republican voter my whole life, but they've gone too far. I can't vote for, you know what I mean? I don't know why they go back to that thing like we're going to believe them, right? I'm a Trumper. Am I the only one out there that the sirens went off when you heard that crap? All right, if you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show, and I got to talk a little bit about Life Imaging FLA. They gave me my heart and full body scan, and I have zero plaque buildup in my heart, in my arteries, and zero blockage. I mean, Steve, the weight off my shoulder, I feel like a new man because My wife, she was telling my in-laws, as well as my doctors, have been telling me for years, you're going to die, Brian, you're going to have a heart attack. Your cholesterol is 300. And when I got the scan and found out I have no plaque and no buildup, I called my wife immediately, but my wife, she was telling my father-in-law yesterday about it. And she said, Brian was so scared he didn't sleep the night before. That's true. I didn't sleep the night before because I thought I was going to be in bypass surgery or getting stents in the next day. But I got good news and got my life back because there had not been a day in my life for the last 15 or 20 years that I hadn't thought that I was a day away from dying. I just assumed I was going to have a heart attack. And Steve, when guys have their heart attacks in their 50s, they're dead. You're dead. Right? You got to be older to have the younger you are, the more likely you are to die from the heart attack. As you grow older, you grow more capillaries and stuff, and you have a higher, But they also find people every day, Steve, that have blockage. Sometimes even doctors themselves don't know they have blockage. And one thing I learned about that is because your body adjusts. See, I thought, well, maybe I'm okay because my blood pressure is normal, and then I read an article that says, well, your blood pressure can adjust to the blockage. So just having normal blood pressure does not mean you don't have blockage and plaque buildup. But I have the heart and arteries of a 20-year-old. So I'm going to be here for decades to come. But they find people all the time that have blockage, and they save lives each and every day. And Life Imaging FLA, which, by the way, have locations in Broward, Palm Beach, and Dade County, they can easily detect heart disease and even some cancers before you show any symptoms. I got the full body scan. I also have no cancer, Steve. I can't believe it because I'm not a healthy guy. I just, you know what I did to celebrate on the way home? I went to McDonald's. I got the 2 cheeseburger value meal and a 10-piece chicken McNugget. Because that was clear, actually. Well, since I was all clear, haven't been eating that stuff because my cholesterol's so high. And man, oh man, I was partying like it was 1999. But call for your free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. Okay, they're saving lives every day, and this is FDA approved. Just pick up your cell phone, and this is valued at $699. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250 and say free heart scan. That's pound 250 and say free heart scan. We'll be right back. Yep, Steve, I'm going to put you on hold for a minute, Steve. I'll be right back with you. Hold on. Steve, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, hold on another minute. Okay, yeah, okay, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. We're still in break. I can't say what it is, okay? And if you know what it is, don't mention. But we got to get together. I just texted Lori, but I can't do it. So she knows what it is, but I can't do it today. I cannot.
We got to get together today?
No, not today.
You can't do it today.
Soon, in the next few days. We got to meet up in person.
Does she know what it is?
Yeah, but I cannot do it today. Can't do it today. Okay. We got to pick another day. Yeah, but if you know what it is, don't say what it is. Because I don't want the people to hear. Yeah.
I got it.
Johnny has a long mustache. Yeah. All right. We got about 90 seconds. We got about a minute.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just hold on. I'm just away from the phone. Oh, man. I am tired.
Can Lori get you after the show?
She knows what
On
it's
the
about.
phone?
Yeah, she knows what it's about. I texted her. I just want to make sure she got the text.
Okay.
We don't have to talk. She got the text.
I'll find out if I can find it.
It's nothing urgent. I just...
Okay.
She got the I just want to make sure she gets... I just want to make sure I cannot do it today.
All right.
But Saturday or Sunday are fine. All right, stand by. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. This is one of the most, President Trump is not a mortal man. He is literally like a superhero. I don't know how he keeps up with this stuff.
No question of that.
Yeah, when he leaves office after his third term in 2032, and he writes a book, he shouldn't write a boring old presidential memoir. He should write a book on being fit and living a long, healthy, energetic life, because whatever he does, it just blows me away. And I notice sometimes they say, oh, he looks tired. I think he's sleeping about 3 or 4 hours a night because he's got so much to do. He doesn't want to waste time sleeping. And in Europe and everything, they're so far ahead of us, and in the Middle East, he can do business over there while everybody else is sleeping in the middle of the night. I just don't think
It sure is amazing. There's no question of that.
No
question of that.
Did you happen to see, this was 2 days ago, but you weren't here yesterday, so we didn't get to talk about it, the meeting on Antifa with those young reporters the other day at the White House?
No, I missed that one.
They had a whole bunch of reporters. They're young citizen journalists who work for themselves. And they've been covering Antifa for, some of them, 10 years, some of them undercover. One was a young woman who had a big black eye that Antifa gave her this last week. And they're investigative journalists. And President Trump had a roundtable with Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, Marco Rubio was there, and others. And they were and it was live on television, and they were given the lowdown, and they were given the names of the leaders and the financiers that are financing Antifa. And Trump's like, okay, give that name to Pam right now. And it was like, you've never seen such a transparent administration and seen a president give orders right there on the spot. One of them said, Mr. President, you should think about, we're talking about the American Antifa, but you should think about designating the international Antifa an international terrorist organization. And President Trump, he looks over to Marco. You think that's a good idea, Marco? And Marco nods his head and he says, okay, make it happen. Right? I mean, I've never seen a president actually working like that.
He's amazing, and he drives his enemies crazy.
But what they found out is one of the biggest financiers of Antifa has been the U.S. government. Hundreds of millions of dollars from the NGOs have been funneled. Yes, and one of the reporters, one of these young citizen reporters, told the president where the Antifa safe house is near the ICE headquarters in Portland. And they sent people over there already. It's crazy. If you get a chance to catch that,
response.
I've never seen anything like it. It was amazing. Because you saw government in action. It wasn't usually what a president will do. If they do something like that, they'll give a speech and they'll have the people standing behind. Well, I've met with these people and we're going to do some crap. He was actually
The question is, he going to have enough time during this term to do it, or is he going to require the extra term?
No. Well, listen, he needs the extra term to make America great again in completion. But
that's what we're talking about.
Antifa's done. I mean, they got the names, and they were giving out first and last names of the Antifa financiers, individuals on television to the president. And he said, give that name to Pam right now. You got that, Pam? Okay. Cash, did you get that name? Go look into them. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy must be watching this, just going number 2 in his pants right now, right? But one of the Antifa organizers, fled to Europe. He was a professor at Rutgers University. He fled to Europe this week. It's not even in the news.
That shocked me.
Yeah, well, hey, we have extradition, and President Trump has a lot of juice with Europe, with the tariffs and everything. So, yeah. But, no, that was, the only thing with there's so much going on with the Trump administration so fast, it's hard to sit down and focus on one particular thing because something happened. Like, I give you an example. They indict Comey around lunchtime, right? Then at 3 p.m, they got this Antifa thing going on at the White House. So things are happening so fast, you don't have time to sit down and discuss them sometimes because the next big thing happens, and that's old news by 4 p.m, But that's the only. But he's doing it so. He's doing things so fast. The other guys can't even keep up, right? And I was talking to a caller earlier about the lack of the perp walk for Comey, and I don't think that's a bad. I think the lack of the perp walk was done on purpose, quite possibly, because they don't have something to make him a victim of. They got the indictment. He's been arrested. He's been arraigned. It's going to be the same with Latitia. And as opposed to creating a scandal after some big perp walk, they're still arrested and indicted. It doesn't change that. It just doesn't give the press some way to discount it because they're doing things so by the book without grandstanding with these indictments. You know what I mean? The media, where are they going to go? The CNN anchor says, well, she's been indicted for a crime that everybody does. Really? Mortgage fraud? I don't do the mortgage fraud. But that CNN anchor obviously does. All right, hold on. Let me let's see here. All right. Do you want to take some calls, Steve, or what do you want to do?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, let's go. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hey,
no doubt these are exciting times. And on the Antifa thing, I think Sky Bassett is the one that's working the numbers on the inside there, and they got all that. Now they connected the numbers with the people. Antifa, they're done.
But did you see the meeting at the White House?
I saw part of it.
Okay, when one of those investigative citizen journalists started naming the names, first and last names of the people financing Antifa, and the president said, give those names to Pam and Cash, I just imagine that guy sitting at home freaking out.
Oh, absolutely. Ready to leave the country like that other guy who took
was on his way to Venezuela or something. I mean,
absolutely.
That's got to be frightening.
Oh, absolutely. And then even the other ones who are inside our country who are wreaking havoc, they got to be thinking, hey, if they got the numbers in Antifa, they probably got them on us too.
Yeah.
They're all going to freak out everywhere.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you think George Soros fits into this picture?
Oh, I think he's very relative in this
He's not
picture.
the main guy, though. In fact, they pointed that out. They said, I don't want to excuse George Soros because he's got a big role here. However, there's these two other guys, and here's their first and last name and the name of their company and how much money they're giving, which dwarfs Soros. And he said, and I was like, what? I mean, it was... We've never seen...
It was stunning.
We've never seen a president in action.
Soros may just be the money man.
He's not even the biggest money man. He's like number 3.
But for the optics, he's one of the poster boys for one of the guys who we really like to see get taken down. That guy has done so much damage.
Listen, we're short on time because we're coming to the end. But thanks for the call.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone, Dr. Appleton is open. Well, he's open today, of course. It's Friday, but he's also open on Saturdays. He's the guy. He's rid me of pain 7 times with his robotic laser, the laser wave pain treatment. And this is an important thing. When I go see Dr. Appleton, I'm in so much pain, and he rids me of my pain, and I keep telling you guys about that, which is a good thing. It was over 3 years ago that he rid me of pain the first time, a total of 7 times from different injuries or my arthritis from aging. None of the pains have returned. But this is one of the things I don't focus on enough. Do you know that the consultation with Dr. Appleton is completely free? You can go and meet with Dr. Appleton, even on Saturdays. Walk-ins are welcome, appointments are not necessary, and have a sit-down, no-charge consultation, and he'll talk to you about the laser treatment and explain to you what it does and how it can help you. So take advantage of that free consultation. If you want to make an appointment, you can, but they are not necessary, okay? 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710, and online, AppletonChiro.com. Give Dr. Appleton a call, go see him, take advantage of that no-charge consultation, and say bye-bye to your pain, like I've done 7 times. We'll be back with the Gold Report. All right, Steve, I'm going to put you on hold while I get William. All right, hold on. William, thank you. Hey there, hold on. All right, Steve, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on.
I didn't hang up. I'm right here.
Okay, hold on. We got 1 minute.
I'm here.
Okay, I got you. We got 1 minute. $30 seconds. All right, William, we have about 20 seconds. Oh.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Oh, great. Hey there, lost you. Hold on. All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane's here. It's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. William Youngerman, how the metals ending up the week?
Metals are amazing. Yesterday was an incredible day of wild gyrations in the precious metals as silver made an all-time new record high in its history, hitting a high of $51.27, blasting right through that resistance area and that old-time high of $50. And as I said, getting up to $51.27. Gold got up to $4,059 before reversing and going lower on the day, trading in a range of $3,944 to $4,059 and closing out the day at $3,975.50 the ounce, which was actually down $64.60, giving us a little buying opportunity. And we certainly saw Steve Kane listeners coming in and taking advantage of that dip yesterday. Silver closed out the day still up 12 cents at $48.94, while platinum was down $34 at $1,622, and palladium was down $31 at $13.91. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a range of $3,946 on the low, all the way up to $4,008. And right now, gold is at $3,985.50. That's up $10.20. Silver, $49.90. That's up 96 cents. Platinum, $1,632, up $10. And palladium up $48 at $1,445 the ounce. So the markets are resilient. Every time they get them, they push them down a little bit, or profit taking comes in. Buyers come right in and scarf up the bargains, and the market just remains still in a very strong uptrend.
Yeah.
So again, if you get an opportunity to buy any kind of dips, you certainly want to take advantage of that. Gold seems to be bent on going to $4,100 or $4,200 before the year is out.
Yeah, absolutely. And at William Youngerman's, everything is in stock for immediate delivery. Okay, even with all this buying going on, everything's in stock. Let me ask you, the silver. I mean, my goodness, silver rounds, are they a good buy right now? The 1 ounce silver rounds?
Absolutely, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
We have everything in stock, as you said. So we're one of the few dealers that have merchandise in stock for everybody.
Yeah. So whatever your favorite is, if there's a particular type of gold or silver that you like or you collect, they got it. This is amazing. Okay, we're in celebration time. William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. I'm going to give you his phone number. You can also do your transactions over the phone if you can't make it in, no matter where you're located on the planet. 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And find both his address and phone number online at williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Monday.
Okay, have a great day. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
All right. Wow, Steve, we broke like those two records, broke $4,000, broke $50 silver. I mean, this is exciting.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Do you like the silver? Silver rounds are fun. I don't know what you're into.
I've never done the round.
The rounds,
I like the coin.
It is a coin. It's just not from one of the mints. It's like, it's a 1 ounce silver coin. Sometimes they got Indians on them. Some they got cool stuff. All right, the Noah's Ark ones are pretty cool too. That William Youngerman has. I like those. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It is Ricochet. How are you?
All right.
Sorry. 40 years of driving this truck. My back hurts so bad in the morning. I'm about ready to go down to Florida to see Dr. Larry Appleton. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. It's Dr. Philip Appleton. Dr. Philip Appleton.
Oh, okay, Philip. Yeah, I'm about ready to do it. I've been living in back pain for so many years with this truck.
He's got room in his parking lot for an 18-wheeler. It'll fit.
Does he? Oh, good. Well, I'm gonna probably get down there within the next month, I think, and see if he can take care of this.
What's on your mind today?
Just wanted to call, this thing with Trump. I mean, I love what he's doing, man. I tell you, this peace deal, and it's a shame the Nobel isn't giving him anything. Of course, we all know that he's never going to get the proper recognition. But really, my big question, and I've been waiting for Friday to ask you, because, I don't have the time to research doing what I do, and I was wondering if you knew anything about. I've been hearing this company that J.D. Vance owns called Acre Trader. Have you heard of that?
No. What about it? What are they trying to say is scandalous?
Yeah, there's supposedly this company buys up farms that pennies on the dollar, and then they sell it to foreign investors. And certainly, I've looked into the company.
You're talking about the one in Jersey? They're trying to buy it out from one of the family, and Trump's trying to save it?
No, all I know is that this company J.D. Vance owns called Acre Trader. He's part owner. I don't know what his thing is. I was hoping you guys knew anything about it. But
I don't know. This is the first time I've heard of it. But I mean, me too. Is it? I'll look it up. But is it that he is one of the individual owners, or does he have investments? And some investments he has owns part of the company.
I think it's a subset of a company. It's a sub company of another company that he owns. So that's what I think it is. I don't think he's directly involved. At least I wouldn't think he would be. But yeah, that's what I was wondering. If you knew anything about it or could find anything about it, that'd be awesome, because I can't. But I heard about it and I was like, no, that's not. I don't think it's what it is they're saying.
I'll look it up and read up on it. First I've heard of it. I'm sure that he was vetted. I got to run because the truck is making too much noise, but I'll look into it. I got no problems. I trust JD. He's from Ohio. How could you not trust him? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Brian. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie.
I would start off by commending you. How you doing, Steve? I want to commend Brian, Steve, for his patience and tolerance with some of these idiots that call him up and try to abuse him. Listen, not for nothing, the first guy from Portland, Oregon, Steve, the guy was Antifa. I could pick that up right away.
Absolutely, he was.
And he said that we're independent. We're not an organization. If you take a look on all the sidewalks in Portland, all the businesses are shut down completely. It looks like a hurricane, before the hurricane, how they bought everything up. But these people are not coming back. It's empty. And in front of each store are the same tents that have been purchased by somebody.
Well, let me tell you about that caller. I'm glad you brought up that caller. And I'll tell you why I'm glad you brought it up. There's a lot of these younger guys that I'm hearing from are Antifa. That guy he was in Portland. And you could tell by, Antifa's not real. And he was dropping F-bombs like nobody's business with the anger. This is an act of, this tells me Antifa they're on the ropes, and they're very nervous since their leader fled, and this thing I was talking about at the White House. They're doing seminar calls to try to get propaganda out there that Antifa's not real and not you know what I mean. And that was a desperate move by so Antifa knows who we are is what I'm saying, Steve. We're on their radar.
Yeah, and people ought to realize that they're giving them, as they're throwing bags of urine and gasoline at reporters and police officers. It's not only aren't they real, they're getting free pizza and they're getting ribs. Somebody's cooking and giving them food. So it is an organization, no question about it. It's not just the signage; it's all the other stuff that goes along with it. Now I want to bring up a couple of your callers.
Well, before you get to the other callers, I want to take a moment because we're running short on time, and we'll go back to you. But
I'd like to.
I'm transitioning into a spot, Steve. Well, I got to do a spot. I'm trying to get I got one more spot to do.
Hold him over till after the spot.
No, well, I am. That's what I was telling him. I've tried to. We're burning time. But we're short on time. But I want to talk about Coastal Weight Loss Secret. I was mentioning earlier, Al Knight, our weekend guy here on True Oldies, he texted me earlier. He said he saw Latitia James when this indictment came down. He said she could use Coastal Weight Loss Secret. And she absolutely could. And my results are typical. I have lost several inches off my waist. My stomach is completely flat. And you guys who watch me on YouTube, look at me today, and then go and look at a video of me in December. My face was round. I got a square jaw, got a neck, got my chin, all this. You can lose 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. I did this without starving myself, without exercise, without any pills or injections, eating foods I would normally eat. Call Coastal Weight Loss Secret and schedule your no-charge free consultation. 561-247-6300. 561-247-6300. And online, coastalweightlossecret.com. All right, Richie.
Okay, Greg, too. Greg, too, is terribly insecure, and it seems like he has a terrible competition with you. You used to say it, and I used to say, I don't know about that. But today, that nitpick call, he looks for, you and I have disagreed on things, and we've argued back and forth. That's different from what he looks for, little nitpicking things to try to attack you.
Well, you know what he did today? You know what he did today? I was talking on the air a couple days ago that for the first time, we have a board op that's not a saboteur of the program. Mike, the board op, we have had dozens of board ops over the years. They all do things to sabotage the show. Turn the heat on instead of the air, turn the volume down on the mic, all this crap, right? And I was talking on the air that Mike is the first board op we have that doesn't sabotage the show. And so what does Greg do? He calls in and tries to get Mike the board op mad at me and Steve. Bizarre.
You showed no indication of being angry with Mike at all. He actually made that up, that you were angry.
Yes, exactly. Give me a break.
He's sick. And now the last call I want to bring up is you don't have to take the abuse that Renee from Harlem attacked you because you're white.
Yes.
And Renee from Harlem attacks everybody that's white. And Renee from Harlem actually said a few words to you that I don't know if you picked up. The one word he said 4 times. You know what he called you, don't you?
What?
Boy.
Yes.
And you know what? Yeah. I think you should change his name from Renee from Harlem to Boy from Harlem.
No,
since he likes
I'm not going to call a black man boy.
I know you won't go.
I'm not going to call a black man boy.
But he's not a man, though. But he's not a man.
No, but I'm not going to do that. That's not a good idea, Richie. That'll play into his hand.
All right.
Hey, Steve, remember that? Remember that guy that called your sons lawn jockeys? Remember that? Your black sons that called him lawn jockeys?
I remember.
For those that don't know, Steve has two sons who are black, and somebody called in and called them lawn jockeys. I couldn't believe it.
Steve, Renee actually really hates everything about Brian because he's white, not because his politics. And the last thing I want to bring up is that hat of yours that you have on your head.
Trump 2028.
How can people call in? How can people call in and be so upset about a cap?
Yeah.
And they go off on you about a cap. And the President of the United States has not announced that he's running for a third term, by the way. He's actually won 3 times. I mean, it would be a fourth term. But for these people, and they bring up the Constitution, the people that are totally against the Constitution are always throwing the Constitution.
Well, hold on. Listen, we're out of time, but I'm going to continue online after we sign off the radio. So do you want to hang through, Richie, or you got everything off your chest?
All right.
Of course you will. Okay, are you going to hang, Steve? You going to hang?
Yes, I will.
Okay, just for a few minutes, though, because I got a busy day. All right, that's it for us this week. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the air since 1977, celebrating 49 years on the radio. We'll see you Monday morning on the radio at 6 a.m. God bless Donald Trump and God bless Charlie Kirk. All right, we're clear. We're still. By the way, if you're watching online, you're welcome to call in. You can still call in if you'd like. All right, Richie, go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I know that they're triggered with that hat, and it's really.
Why do you think I wear it every day? Why do you Richie? I've got at least 10 Make America Great Again hats, all different kinds, all cool ones, and that's not even including my autographed MAGA hat, right, from the president. And I wear this one every day. You see these, it freaks them out.
Yeah, it really does. They go off. I mean, Steve, you've never seen anything like it. I mean, you see it, you hear it all the time. Yeah. Brian puts that hat on, and they start attacking him. I don't think that you should have to take the abuse, though, from some of these people that really give you abuse.
I love abuse.
No, I mean,
it's almost like you remember in the Superman movie. In the Superman movie, remember when they bring kryptonite next to Superman, he would go lose control and get away. That kind of reminds me with the effect of those caps on the Donald Trump haters.
You know, the president, this Trump 2028 hat, not only did I buy it from the official Trump store, they sell it in the gift shop at the White House. Trump shows it to people all the time. It's for sale at the White House, this hat.
Yeah, well, he actually had it on his desk when he gave it to Schumer.
He threw one to Hakeem Jeffries and threw another one, tossed one at Schumer the other day. It was hilarious.
And that triggered them, too.
It did. Yeah.
They're all triggered. And by the way, Latitia James, these people are calling up and saying President Trump. They don't realize that it cost President Trump a lot of money to defend himself from false allegations. I mean, it's totally not the same thing at all. She's a moron, and what she did is blatantly wrong. And for these people to say that everyone does it, these reporters on television, that's ridiculous.
Well, let me tell you, okay, because Fannie Willis is being investigated too, and there's something big about Fannie Willis that I just learned about, I don't know, within the last month, that she was working with Bob Barr, who was the president's second attorney general in the first term. Bob, it Bob Barr? I get him, Bob Barr, the congressman. Who was the Barr that was... Bill Barr. Bill Barr. Yeah, Bob Barr was the congressman years ago. Bill Barr, President Trump's second attorney. It was his idea that he gave to Fannie to go after Trump on RICO. Can you believe that? His attorney general, Bill Barr. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, what a piece of garbage.
Yeah, and the guy that called up today about the square footage of President Trump's apartment, in Manhattan. What about what they said Mar-a-Lago was worth? Come on, give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, you think, and by the way, what the guy didn't say, he said it was in the documents. The bank agreed upon it, and President Trump put at the end of it, you can go and you can have your people come over and look at it.
He suggested they do an independent appraisal.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Fannie never did that, and Letitia James never did that. So that's a big difference. I mean, this guy wants to bring up that.
Well, the thing with Letitia,
they always leave things up.
The thing with Letitia and Fannie Willis if you're a Democrat, you have almost complete immunity to do whatever you want for your whole life, okay? If you're a black female Democrat, you're fearless and no one ever challenges you. So Fani Willis and Latitia James are so overconfident, right, with their crimes because they've gotten away with everything they've got done in their whole life, and they just don't see consequences coming for a liberal black woman. They just think that they have, you're talking about Superman. They think that
they think they're beginning to see the writing on the wall.
Latitia James released a video yesterday after the indictment announcement, and she looks psychotic.
Like a horror.
She looks psychotic.
She looks like she's taking tranquilizers and staring into space.
Yes.
And she sounds like it.
Yeah.
It was like a scary movie. Like a scary movie, like,
Well,
but the last thing I'm going to say...
Yeah, go ahead, Richie.
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to say is President Trump deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. They're never going to give it to him. Now we realize that. The guy could do anything. But I think that the lady from Venezuela who basically got it and risks her life, and she's begging Trump for help, she ought to give it to Trump and say,
all right,
you
Richie,
deserve this more than I do.
All right, appreciate the call. You got an extra long call today. I'm going to answer these phones. All right, okay. All right, hold on. All right. Okay, Steve, I'm going to take some more calls before we sign off, okay? All right, let's go.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Mike from Houston. How are you this morning?
All right, Michael, what's up?
Hey, since it's Open Mic Friday, I just thought I'd call about something that a little off topic, but I think it's really kind of strange. Have you noticed Nancy Pelosi has been strangely absent from the public stage lately?
I'll tell you, she was about a week or two ago, she was talking to the press and she was so tanked, she was using the F word. She was totally tanked. And
she's probably in a clinical depression right now.
I think she's on a bender.
I don't like to diagnose over the phone, but that's what my intuition tells me.
I think she's on a bender, and she's totally out of it. The last two times I saw her, she was drunker than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, well, I was going to say.
Yeah, she's on a bunch of stuff.
Been on a bender. Yeah, but I just think it's really strange. President Trump's greatest nemesis. And she rode him out of Washington. She tarred and feathered him and rode him out of Washington on a rail. It was reprehensible.
Yep. Now look at her. Plus, she's got problems with her husband. He keeps getting into trouble when she's out of town. She's got marital problems too, and that'll take a toll on a lady.
Yeah, well, she comes from a political family also. I think her father had been governor of Maryland or mayor of Baltimore,
something like that. Yeah.
So but anyway, I just think it's really strange that she's just been the government shut down, National Guard deployments, ICE. I haven't heard anything from her. Anyway,
all right, good. Some good points. All right, appreciate the call. All right, well, that'll be it for today. But all right, Steve, I'll talk to you over the weekend sometime.
Sounds good.
All right, take care. Now, if you're new to the program, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, make sure you subscribe, and please like the video. And guys, another thing is this: I don't have a marketing budget to promote the program. I wish that I did. You guys are my marketing team, and all of you. There's a couple of things you can do that can help me promote this program and find new eyes for us. And that is like the videos, subscribe, and please take the link and share on all your social media and let your friends know about my channel. And if you do those things, you'll help the community even grow and grow and grow more and more and more. And you guys know me. I'll be back all weekend long. With live streams and podcasts and taking more of your calls. My name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Take care.